Oh God.
Guys, Lyric is hungover.
I'm not hungover. I'm just not dehydrated right now. So like I woke up extremely late, and so like my first priority was to like I didn't have like the background or anything set up for the stream yet. So I spent a lot of time on Canva rather than like drinking orange juice or typically whenever I I rarely go out. So like I went out last night and typically after I go out, I always like drink a packet of emergency afterwards just to make sure the next day like I wake up like, you know. But that did not happen. I went straight to sleep. Yeah.
How much did you drink?
Not a lot. Not a lot. No, okay. So what did I do? Well, it wasn't I can't share that here. As far as the drink, I had a green tea shot. I had the cocktail was called Sex at the Cottage. I don't know what was in it.
Clearly.
I had some rum before that. Yeah. I think mostly, like I said, I'm fine. I'm just mostly dehydrated. And so like, okay, it's kind of like,
guys, also, this is Allison.
Hello.
Woo! This is my younger sister. She doesn't come here often. She's in college.
I don't come here very often.
But we love her so much. She's here to join us at the very start of the show. I honestly, Lyric, did you have a structure for this show? We just thought we would come on here and shoot the shit because it's the last day of Black History Month.
Yeah, that's really it. I think we could start by actually talking about a little bit of wrestling. Last night was New Beginning USA. Did you watch the show?
I half watched the show because I was also watching gymnastics. I was there for Athena.
Fair. I think a lot of people were, but I also think that New Japan Pro Wrestling, come get your baddie chain. That was a really, really good show from top to bottom. I'm really glad we're back. It's really hard to love wrestling when New Japan is bad. And it's not anything against the stuff that AEW is doing. It's not against the great work that CMLL is doing. Everybody's been pretty awesome this year. But when New Japan is good, it feels like the natural order of the universe has been restored. And so I was really pleased with that card from top to bottom. And even some matches that like surprised me, like Busted in the Brain versus Kushida and El Desperado was really good. GOA versus Knockout Brothers was fantastic. What else was on that card? Suji, Idolo, even though I do think that Suji should have come up off that belt. But I understand. That Suji said these white men are dangerous. Not talking about Andrade, but just the American wrestling power structure, and fair.
Wait, I'm gonna pause you.
Okay.
Let's circle back to New Japan because Allison doesn't watch any of that at all.
Oh,
so she'll have nothing to contribute in that respect. So while she's here, let's who do you want to talk about in wrestling, Allison? And don't piss me off.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite wrestler?
Be honest.
You want my honest answer?
Yes.
Rey Mysterio.
Well, that's fine.
Okay, that's respectable.
That's a respectable answer.
That's a respectable answer.
Who else? Who's on your stand list? Who are your clients?
Oh.
I'm trying to catch up to Lyric.
Well, I have obviously Willow.
Tell the truth. Tell the people what you are. She's a hook shooter. She's a hook shooter.
Really? You have the most
an edge girly.
She's sitting up here, and she's not gonna tell y'all the whole truth. She's a hook shooter. Genuinely.
You have the most interesting family ever.
I know. Everybody's taste in wrestling is so different.
It's wide.
It's wide. We cover all of the bases here, Your Honor. Yes, Allison, why don't you talk about your goat? Talk about Hook.
No, he's my goat.
That's your goat? I was about to say.
Do not put that on me. No.
Well, tell people why you like Hook then.
I think he's pretty.
You're outnumbered.
I think he's cute. I also, part of me does like the silent thing. I think it's funny.
It's not silent anymore. He talks now.
Yeah, he talks now.
Too much.
Well, so like when he was I also do like Send Hook. I think that's cool.
No, it was cool 3 years ago. It was.
Alright.
It was cool back then. The person who said it don't even work there no more.
That don't mean nothing to her.
It's okay. That don't matter. She said
that don't matter. You know what? I will say one thing about all of us, like, it's really hard to get off the client list. There are people who do their damnedest to make me understand. And we all know what we're talking about. But I feel like once you've committed, that's why I take it very seriously. I don't just throw it around all the time. Be like, oh, my client, because that's not true. Most of you people, I was gonna say something really dramatic.
You haven't even had one drink yet.
Most of these people, I really don't care what happens. My clients, however, and she's the same way. It's like, unfortunately, Hook is just one of her clients.
I found like people on the client list that really shouldn't be there.
Like, I put him in the same category with somebody like
Dominic Mysterio.
Well, no, because honestly, for the Dom. I actually think
at this point,
see, so I was right when I put him on the client list.
Everything that Dom has accomplished at this point. No, Hook is kind of like in that same camp with like Yuta and DG in the sense of people invested really early. Now, will some of these people pan out? Maybe. Will they? Well, who knows at this point? But I think at this point, it's kind of like, you know how when you get grandfathered into a program of just like, we actually don't offer that special anymore, but because you got in at that, you locked in this rate.
Yeah. That's how I got my degree. It is. They got rid of my degree while I was there. They said you'll finish it. I'm getting my but I will say, I think I actually even put Hook in a different category from that, because Hook, it wasn't even necessarily, oh, Hook has all this potential, because point to me, when was the moment, what were his matches if people were like, this is the guy? It wasn't. You came in with, as a Nepo baby, you came in with some built-in some built-in hype around you. At least DG and Yuta earned the hype, and then it didn't pan out. Well, Wheeler Yuta, I honestly am entirely neutral about. I don't care. I don't know. DG, I still have hope. I don't know how.
Wait, pause. You got more hope in Yuta than than DG than Yuta at this point. I feel the exact opposite, which
I think it will be easier for DG to separate himself eventually. I don't think Wheeler Yuta is ever going to be more than somebody's something, if that makes sense.
He was also in the Best Friends at one point, and that really didn't. He was just kind of there.
Well, I just mean in the sense that, okay, DG right now, he's in the Death Riders, but it honestly, like, it don't really make no difference that he's there, honestly. But I think that I could see him again. I could see him again in the TNT title picture, no problem. I think if you try to put the TNT belt on Wheeler Yuta, at least I have no interest.
You can see Daniel Garcia right now in the TNT title picture, like right now.
No, I could see him challenging for it on a Dynamite, not as a real, contender. But I just mean more generally. I think Wheeler Yuta is always going to be somebody else's something. Daniel Garcia has also been that, but I could see him breaking away from that. You can see the vision. I can see the vision with DG more than I can see it with Yuta.
I actually, if you asked me this 4 months ago, I would have completely agree with you. I think I feel the exact opposite now.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. I don't think Wheeler Yuta can do anything else. And I know this is going to be controversial to everybody because there's a lot of people who really love Wheeler Yuta. I don't know why, but he's got shooters. And there's a huge overlap. I don't know, but he's got shooters for real. I don't think that he can do anything else. And I'm not convinced we've seen everything DG can do. That's what I think. Wheeler Yuta, I think this is where he maxes out.
I actually really hope you're telling the truth, just because like I said, a lot of us bought stocks really early. I don't want to have to give up my DG stocks. I don't want to sell. I want to be able to say, yeah, I told y'all. Yeah, you know. Yes, I hope you're right. That's all I got.
I hope I'm right too. Here's the thing, right? Because
I'm not gonna lie to you, because Dan Garcia, these recent CMLL appearances.
Let me say this.
I kind of wanted at least some of my $34.99 back. Not all.
Let me say this. The other thing with DG that I will 100% admit is that I think he's incredibly fine. And as a consequence, it does cloud my vision, at least a little bit. So if you want me to, a little.
So you want me to lie?
You want me to lie? I can't. So maybe that's why maybe that's why I'm not giving up. Okay? I'm not giving up.
Someone that fine.
But I don't even put Hook, but Hook is not even there. He's not even there. Hook, every time he comes on my screen, I get irritated because hold on, wait, pause. I get irritated because he is always in places he ain't got no business being. At least DG and Wheeler Yuta, like the way that they're being utilized is somewhat concurrent with the way that the audience views them. Wheeler Yuta is being presented in a way that, it's about in line with where people think he should be. DG, about in line where right now people think he should be. They got Hook out there pretending like he can lead Shibata. That is outlandish. That is unreasonable. And it's quite frankly inhumane. And I will have absolutely none of it.
Delusions of grandeur, actually.
Delusions of grandeur.
It is also insanely easy to piss you off, though.
That's true.
But I will say, now, Dani gets upset about a lot of nonsensical things. Like a lot of things that don't matter. But
44.
Oh, I don't play about Lewis Hamilton. That's different.
But I will say, Hook leading Shibata is enough we should be able to alert the National Guard if we wanted to.
That's
it's crazy. Shibata's in my all-time top 3. I feel absolutely disgusted and disrespected every time they mention anything close to this on the broadcast, and they know better. And the thing is, I will say AEW is stupid, but they're not dumb, because whenever they do this, they put them in backstage not even backstage segments.
Bitches boo them.
Completely off-site segments. Because they know
it's not safe for you.
They know. The crowd will say, huh?
It's just, whose idea was it to say, who the lead, and what gags me most is to say the leader of the ops. Mind you, there are only 2 ops now. There are only 2 ops. So even had you want to say, that's what I'm saying. Even had you wanted to be like, oh, okay, like Hobbs gone, Samoa Joe gone. It's just you and Shibata. And you're saying out of the 2 of us, I'm pulling rank. Now we got problems. And I have no interest in seeing Hook lead any kind of stable, let alone lead Katsuyori Shibata in 2026.
Katsuyori Shibata. Do you hear how crazy that sentence sounds?
Nobody should be leading Katsuyori Shibata.
No,
your bum ass. I'm sorry. You know what? And let me let me say this, because I feel like people talk crazy about Hook, and they always have. And I've always been like, oh, he's harmless. Like, yes,
I agree.
Harmless. Right now, he is not harmless. The way he's being booked is not harmless. This is causing direct harm.
Another person on my client list is Orange Cassidy.
Oh, brother, right now it's not a good time.
I know.
Allison, you're picking some interesting.
My clients are not having a good year.
I ain't gonna lie. Orange Cassidy has had like a terrible last 2 years.
But I've said what people didn't want to talk about, which is that if AEW is not going to do something different with him, having him wrestle so consistently for as long as they did and relying on him in the same gimmick for so long, he got overexposed. It's not interesting anymore. Now at this point, you've been doing this thing with the conglomeration and with Roderick Strong. Is he in, is he out for so long? And I don't care. I cared for about 2 weeks. And then I realized that you guys actually don't care. So why should I? It's the same show. Oh, we talked about it the other day on the Dynamite Diaries. It's the same with Darby. You can't do the same thing every single time so frequently it's not even a novelty act anymore because you're doing it every week. Like, who cares?
I wanna kill Darby. Ooh.
Whoa! Should we kill Darby? Allison, is that on your client list?
Who? Darby?
Darby?
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, my client list.
How do you pick these people?
I think they're funny. I like the way they wrestle, or I just like the way they do flips.
Right. So where does Darby fall in that?
You know what? You're simple. I like that. I like that. She can't.
No.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like you straight to the point. You know, like she said what she said.
Play around.
Yeah. For example, like Jack Perry's been on the client list for a very long time.
That's
we talked about Jack Perry the other night
because I love like him. I loved him as a character. Love him as a character, and then I also love Jungle Express. So
Jurassic Express. You don't even know what it's called.
It's okay. That don't matter.
That don't matter.
I love Jurassic Express. So I was like, oh, client list, both of you.
You know what? Fair enough. Shout out Luchasaurus. Hope he's doing okay.
Salute.
Truly. No, Jack Perry is somebody else that, like, man,
I saw the vision a long time ago.
The thing with Jack Perry is that, like, we all saw the vision and then things got weird. You know, like Jack Perry very clearly at the beginning of AEW and when he was in Jurassic Express very clearly showed so much potential. And it's like, okay, you know, like he's been here from the jump. Let's give him a singles run. Then obviously CM Punk. I was gonna call him something, but I'm not even drunk. We'll save that for later. The CM Punk situation happens. Jack Perry goes scapegoat. We pretend like he can't wrestle anymore. He pretends like he can't wrestle anymore. We do that shit for years. For years. Your heart yearns to be in the air. And alas, he stayed on the ground for some reason. We all hated him and not in the way they wanted us to hate him. Now he's doing flips again. Everybody back on your good side. To be a heel does not mean you have to make the show boring.
Just ask Eddie Guerrero.
All right. Jalen's here.
Jalen.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Good morning.
This hate of the union. My God. Like,
No,
this hate of the union, bro.
We got to
Give me 1 second. I'm babysitting. They're teenagers. Okay. They don't need me, but they want food. So,
just let me know when you're ready. I'll remove you from the stream and then add you back.
Okay.
Yeah. We just started. What else can we hate on? Hate somebody else. You're the one with the fucked up client list. So.
No, I was about to ask since we were talking about them anyway. If you had to rank all the pillars in order right now in 2026, what's your lineup?
MJF. I don't think that's crazy. He's world champion.
No, and here's the thing.
I think that's where you have to start. I
want to say MJF and then say wide gap, and then we get the number 2.
MJF, woo! And then I would put right now or like throughout all of AEW, or like right at this moment.
No, I mean like right now, February 2026.
Jack Perry.
I agree.
And then you have to put the people who are on TV, so then it has to be Darby. And then it's Sammy Guevara who's fucking around acting like he do something.
You weren't gonna put him high on the list anyway.
I hate Sammy Guevara. Look, he don't come up often because he don't do shit.
He really doesn't. I can't even say it's not even like a. I'd be lying if I said it was an active hate because like you know it's more of passive like
pathetic disdain.
It's like yeah you know like I know what you did yeah but it's also too like
you wake it up every once in a while when I see your face. Yeah, but I don't have to see your face very often because you fuck up your own opportunities. So I ain't even got to get involved.
I ain't even got to get in the field like that.
Oh, whatever. Oh, he on Ring of Honor. Okay, what's he doing on Ring of Honor? Getting on everybody's nerves. That's what he do. Get on everybody's fucking nerves.
I was about to say, bold of you to assume that Dani watches Ring of Honor.
Who said that? I watch Ring of Honor for Athena, so when I know Athena's gonna have a singles match, I will be there.
So no.
Me too.
I don't have Honor Club. That's what I say. I don't have a subscription because I watch these things outside the bounds of the law. But I watch Athena singles matches, and since Red Velvet came back, I want to watch Red Velvet.
Yeah, I watch mostly. Ready. Okay, I watch mostly Athena. I watch.
Of course, when Bandito there.
Yeah, I watch big Bandito matches. I watch some of the CMLL stuff when they come in. Like I watch like the Australian, like whenever they have like the special shows with people from like different regions and stuff pulling up, I'll come.
Those are always fun.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Opposite Ring of Honor though.
You said what?
Yeah, opposite Ring of Honor.
Dramatic.
No, I'm
You?
not dramatic.
Oh yeah, you do have options. It's kind of crazy.
Taylor, you're muted.
Oh, I know. My sister busts in here. She said my hand was on Kalia's bed and she slapped my hand off. She just came here to show me. I was like,
Is
okay.
this a riot? Is this a riot?
They act like this all the time. They'll be the best of friends one minute. They'll turn around, start swinging on each other the next. It is very stressful, but they're fine. They'll deal with it. Like, they'll sort it out. That 4-year age gap, y'all.
It's crazy. Me and my brother have an 8-year age gap, and we get along like we were twins. It's kind of funny. It's weird.
I have a big age gap with all of my
2
siblings.
years and 2 years. So it's me and Allison 2 years, me and Brittany are 2 years.
It's all even too. 6, 8, and 10.
Yeah, me and my sister are 17 months, and then me and my brother are 8 years. So I'm the oldest.
Oh, wow.
We're borderline, what's it called? Irish twins?
Yeah, no,
Basically,
we were raised like twins. A lot of people thought we were twins growing up. Like they'd be like, "Where are the twins? Where are the twins? Where are the twins?"
People like we were triplets, the three of us. That's because Brittany's short.
Oh well, shout out
She's
to
the shortest of the three of us.
Short queens.
I would also do things that remind people of each other. Like I used to get called by their names in elementary school and middle school.
That's because I was just so legendary. I left such an impact.
That's not even it.
Like, wow.
Not
That's
even
gotta be
close
Danielle
to
again.
it.
The narcissism just pops out sometimes.
Like,
Oh,
sometimes they forget that I existed.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
No, yeah, we used to get called by the wrong names all the time. Not me. Not me. Everybody. Because I'm the oldest though, so that made sense.
Yeah.
I had
Who else were we hating on? Oh,
I had every teacher that didn't like you.
I had ops.
And then I had every teacher that didn't like Brittany.
You know what? From an early age, it's been a very divisive personality. That's what I'll say.
And you know, that's a good thing. It means you've always stood on something.
You know,
As the person that came after her, no, it's not.
well, no, it was either. Look, the ones that liked me loved me, and the ones that hated me, I hated too. It's fine. Let's talk about more hatred. Jalen, who else can we hate on? Or actually no, because it didn't even start off as a hatred. Who's somebody on your client list that you don't think is on our client list?
I don't know.
Also,
My client list is very short, very strict, very exclusive. Lotus Casinos LLC does not let people in all the time. you got to be somewhere on the Kenny Omega harem tree for you to even really touch it. Like, don't. Like, no scrubs. Sorry.
Like,
I fell for the hook propaganda and I got out of that because I'm an adult. Like, I got out of there. Okay.
No need to call me out.
like, no, listen, I was like, no, I don't know what happened. I was going through my private the other day. I was like, what happens if I search up hook on my private account? Oh my God. The shift in my tweets in a year span.
Sister, bro. And the thing is, I had bought into all of it. I really did. Like, hook housing was so funny.
I believed for a second, and then they let me down so bad. It
was so funny. Like, I feel like there was a point around 2022, 2021 AEW. A lot of the stuff that they were doing, maybe AEW, it's their postmodernist era. Looking back, I'm like, bro, this was not funny.
Crazy shit. So bad. I was like,
that just shows you the type of goodwill that the company had. Like, they was just throwing stuff, and everybody said, "Yeah, sure." Like, if you got Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson in the upper card, you can do whatever you want down here. You can do whatever
you want to book, whatever you feel like. That's cool. That
don't matter. That don't matter. As they had him walking around eating chips and and not talking. I said, everybody said aura. Like, it's just when you think that, all right, Danny, sure, you're so smart and you're so ahead of the future. Okay,
I didn't get it.
You got your degree,
and that's okay. You get no every fucking thing. Like,
I thought, because honestly, I just thought he was small, and I was like, what he finna do?
True.
Like, I didn't get it.
Let me be more specific. I fell for Jungle Hook propaganda. You can bait me with anything.
That's fair enough.
You can bait me with anything. They put up that Pride shirt. I said, what the hell y'all got going on over here? I was hooked.
Like, Jack Perry has done so many questionable
so much for the queer community when you think about it. Like,
many questions
that he's done
on that stream. when Jack Perry did his first interview back and said, "Yeah, actually," they said, "I've been on social media. I've really been on Tumblr, bro."
Like that was really cool. They're really
We can tell.
We
said,
know.
"Yeah, I've been on Tumblr, bro. That's
We
where I've
know.
been."
Because y'all remember when who was it that said that Shibata had a third leg? Was it DG?
No, that was Jack.
That was Jack.
That's about right. That's about right.
That
DG
Jack
said
Perry,
something too, though.
no, that entire Jack Perry DG
That Jack DG,
crazy.
whatever they had going on, good
was
for them,
crazy.
man.
But you know what?
Yellow June.
Hear me out. I think that's actually my plan to fix DG. I think we need to run that back, but we reverse the dynamics with Jack as the face and DG as the heel.
And
because the thing is, they had great chemistry. The match
really
wasn't as memorable as I would have liked it to be. But I think if we switch those two things, we switch the dynamics around, I think we can really make something happen.
They're both better in those respective ways. DG
Correct. So if we do that and we capitalize on their natural chemistry together while letting them appeal to their natural strengths, I think we could really have something.
Elite Wrestling. Did you hear
it now?
We just Mr. All Elite Wrestling, Mr. and Mrs. All Elite Wrestling. I know you're watching.
Please.
Our word is final. That's what
it's true.
Do you ever think that like Tony Khan's dad looks at him and be like, "This is you've decided to spend our fortune on this"? Like seriously,
like, this is what you spent your money on? Like, and you know what?
I bet he saw that musical episode with Jericho and MJF and he said, "This is what we are.
This is what we do. This is what we do now."
I never, bro, when they laid Tony out like that on Dynamite. His dad said, his dad standing over his body, huh?
Like what? Because it's like there's no way this is what you're doing with our money. Like there's just no. This is what you want to do. You pitched this to them.
It's just like the most like. That's nice, honey.
That's great. That's great.
You mean I made you a billionaire and you want to work? Like that's all you want to do. You want to work in your little wrestling show and you bought another wrestling company. You can't stop. What?
That's nice, sweetheart. Like I don't know.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Like okay.
You know what? As we've learned, especially in memories, there are much worse things that billionaires could do with their money.
You know how much money I would pay to see like the behind the stage like of that first meeting when he brings the idea to his dad, or he's like, "All right."
All right, and I'm gonna show up to the NFL draft in a neck brace. How do you feel?
Okay, I'm gonna wear the neck brace, and it's gonna be fine. And okay,
and it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be a fun bit, and they're gonna play my show on the NFL draft. How do you feel about that? Like, okay.
Or like when he first caught wind of like this potentially coming around, and he was like, "All right, I know you don't know anything. Let me introduce you to my close personal friend Kenny Omega." Okay, now it is gonna cost you a couple $1 million.
He said, listen, I went to Japan and I saw the coolest thing you ever met. Yeah, you know Jericho, but he fought this man named Kenny Omega, and I think
it blew my mind.
I'm forever my life.
All of our lives will never be the same.
He said, "I'm forever changed, bro. I'm so fucked up about him, bro. I can't get him out of my. We gotta get him.
He must be mine."
He's
no. He's like, I have to stop him from going to that other place. They're so bad right now. Like, I have to fix this.
I will literally build a wrestling company with my bare hands before
he doesn't have to
before he touches Connecticut.
Go to Stamford, Connecticut, and you know what? I just think about
it's real as fuck.
That changed the course of my life.
I was doing the same damn thing.
Like, oh, wow, what a canon event!
He said third secret freakier option. Y'all try to, I think about that PWI cover all the time when Kenny made #1 on the 500, and like it's like, they said, when will the best wrestler in the world finally go to WWE? Never, nigga.
Never.
Hey, that don't matter.
Take a look around. Do you see her anywhere? Like, news flash. You're not gonna. Like, That was literally the best thing that could have happened. I think about it a lot. I'm like, all of them could be like rotting away in catering right now. Do you know how fucking crazy that is?
Respectfully, I would, or disrespectfully, I would have still had to be. I probably would still be watching WWE right now if the
that makes me sad.
and I would be miserable.
That makes me sad. Like
I would be miserable.
The way them people get on the timeline talking about that was so bad. Every week, I'm like, oh,
shut up, eat your slop. That's what you wanted.
Like, can you imagine sitting through Black History Month right now?
Oh,
mind you, and the only win they got last night was Lash Legend pinning Rhea Ripley. That was it.
Wait, she did what?
Yeah, they won the tag titles last night.
I gotta take a few sips for my sister. Happy Black History Month.
Shout out to Lash
Legend.
Shout out to my goat. But yeah, she pinned Rhea so they could win the tag titles. It kind of rocked. I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
I hate that she's a tag champ with Nia Jax because I felt like her and Jakara deserved that.
They did. They deserved that accomplishment.
But again, favor ain't fair. Lash Legend, our SEC princess, former WNBA player. She went to Texas A&M for a while, and she went to Mississippi State for a while too. So her and Bianca, they mean so much.
Bianca went to Tennessee, yeah. It just means more.
Shit, well, Bianca graduated from Tennessee. Bianca went to like 3 different schools. She started off in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. She didn't finish there. You just trying to add something to the.
Right. Anyway,
girl, that don't mean nothing.
Okay.
The reason she left.
Like, close enough, man. Close enough. At least she started there. I don't know.
Anyway, I was saying my SEC princesses. Shout out to them.
Just means more. Just means more.
Just means more. Bianca, Lash, and Trick. My SEC athletes. So just a shout out to them. I didn't realize. I know people are really upset. And I'm so sorry. Maybe Rhea and Io will face each other in Mania. Maybe
I would assume that's the match.
I hope so. That'll probably be the only match from WrestleMania I end up watching. I always watch the women's matches. I haven't watched.
They're always pretty solid. I'm still sad about Bianca. I'm like, girl.
Me too.
Mind you, I watched the Royal Rumble. I tweeted, I said, girl, just cut the finger off. It's getting to a fucking point.
I've been watching her rehab videos like crazy, like of just Bianca.
That'll speed it up.
Bianca's in my top 3 like all-time North American women's wrestlers. Like it's literally Mercedes.
She's that good.
Mercedes, Athena, Bianca. Like that's how I feel about it. So she's one of my goats for real. Like I just can't imagine a finger put down Wonder Woman.
10 months.
It looked terrible though. It looked terrible.
And even too, like watching her rehab of her going through it, it's just like, oh my God, Bianca, please. I don't know how I could fix this for you, but please let me try. I'll
give you my finger. God damn. Like,
oh my God.
I'll tell you right now, Bianca, you need to go back there in catering because there are some people not doing nothing and they have that appendage. So you just go back there, just take it. You pick out whoever it is, and they will volunteer as tribute. That's how this works. I don't give a fuck.
She literally just occupies like such a unique lane in professional wrestling to where like when she's gone, it doesn't matter if you watch the company or not. Like her
presence,
absolutely.
Like I can't imagine WrestleMania without Bianca. She's become WrestleMania to me. Like for the last
Mrs. WrestleMania, like at least for like the past like few years, like post her main event with Mercedes, like she is Miss WrestleMania.
I think even WrestleMania without her. I would even start with the main event with Mercedes of just like every WrestleMania since then. I'm like, what is she gonna do?
Yeah.
What's gonna look like? What is she gonna do? Like, what is she bringing out? Like, of just she really. I think like even more.
So sad.
She really did so much to contribute to like the spectacle of wrestling, like in the spectacle of WrestleMania. Like Bianca makes WrestleMania feel important for me.
A lot of people give that. Sorry, I was just gonna say a lot of people give that credit to Cody Rhodes when it belongs.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. Go ahead.
Try again. There's a reason they're calling it a sleeper.
My sister went to the WrestleMania last year with a hand-stitched robe of roses.
Like, hello?
With-
personally hand stitched. That's the thing.
I mean, I think that's I remember most of her like big match gears very like vividly. I think that might have been the best one.
I love that look.
Like
I love that look.
the roses. Oh my gosh!
That's
so
up there for me,
gorgeous.
like all time.
No,
Like, I
the same.
love
But
that.
you know what? I also love the one that she wore WrestleMania 39, the Hollywood one, like the Walk of Fame star.
I have to look it up.
Bianca, you're so Miss Big
You're
Big.
We love you, girl.
Come home.
We
Like,
love you.
would it have been her and Naomi this year? Would that have been the match? Would that have been the plan?
It would have been her and Jade.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know what? Like,
Throw in that face.
I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. Mind you, Jade Cargill, beautiful gowns, with
Very
no
Beautiful
substance.
Very intelligent.
Yes.
Scary smart. So much.
I will say, people said that they wanted that match for so long, and I again ask you, what do you
Why?
actually think it's going to look like?
That's the thing. Is like I have a lot of qualms
Why?
with World Wrestling Entertainment. My thing is, okay, so what are you gonna watch when the bell rings? About half this shit.
That's the
that gets
question.
built.
We're gonna
That's
have
how
an
it
aura
gets
off,
built.
and then that
Like,
listen,
this match
ding
is
ding
so
ding.
much cooler.
What's
This
gonna
match is
happen?
Incredible. And then what happens when the bell rings? Because guess what? Everybody was sitting up here and they were like, I can't wait to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see this tag match from WrestleMania. And then the bell rang.
I also think I want y'all to
understand.
understand, if Bianca ever got injured in a match like that, I'm be honest, all sorts of any chance of unity within the Black community is
The
done.
spells I would cast.
Okay, blacks.
The spells I would cast. Are you crazy? Like,
I will say the match that I really want to see that Bianca hasn't done yet. I want to see Bianca versus Rhea, because they've never done it. They've never done it as a big match.
that'd be really good.
Why?
And I want to see, just because they've never done it. Like,
I know. I mean, why have they never done it?
I guess I thought
Shit's in the night, unfortunately. Like, they're both always doing different things. So
yeah, and I think like the closest we got obviously was last year with the triple threat, and I think the injury really kind of messed up.
It halted some stuff.
But I need to see Bianca versus Charlotte. Charlotte is the last horsewoman that she has not beaten. Like, she's never, she put Bailey down, she put Becky down, she put Mercedes down. We need Bianca versus Charlotte. Those are the only two matches. I'm not really, there's nobody over there that I'm like, oh my God, she has to wrestle.
Like, this has to happen. There's really.
I mean, I would like to see now Bianca versus Lash Legend.
Yes,
I do think Bianca versus Lash, that would be great. But that's about it.
They
I don't know.
They ain't got much going on over there.
I will say
that's the thing. It's like, she's so good, and then
that's not my circus or whatever. But if I ever heard wind of Bianca laying down for Tiff Strat, you will be seeing me. I'll tell you, I will be. I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls.
Please, like, I can't do it. Let me just say, if I scroll through my timeline and I see really ? Oh no.
I'm not gonna lie. They better never. When Big Mama get back from her injury, never play with her the way y'all start playing with Mercedes towards the end, because it was crazy. I remember she was announced for SummerSlam, and then no, actually Becky Lynch is gonna come out. No, we don't need your services today.
rituals.
We're like, we are not hungry.
We're not playing. We're not playing them type of games with you. Not about Big Bianca, but Bianca Belair. You are so loved. You are one of the goats.
I miss you.
Near, far, wherever you are. I'm not even remotely thinking about watching WrestleMania if she's not there.
I'm good.
I don't know what the hell they got going on over there.
They don't have anything announced. That's the problem. Nothing been announced yet.
Apparently I saw something like I maybe since so many people on Twitter have been talking about it, I thought that like it was going to be Oba versus Brock.
That's absolutely what's happening.
But apparently people are like, well, that's what the fans want, but I think it's gonna be Brock versus LA Knight. And I'm like, y'all, what You can't even let. First of all, Brock's not supposed to be here. I want to start there.
No, they were like, oh yeah, Brock Lesnar's gonna have an open challenge. Who do you want to show up? The police, la policia, la
One place
policia.
he belongs, and it's jail.
Like allegedly. Whatever. But people were like, the reports were like, people want to see Oba versus Brock. I was like, I'm kind of not into that. I'd rather have Oba do something else. And they're like, it's gonna be LA Knight, and I'm like, LA Knight, I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna hold your hands very lightly when I say this. Hold my pointer finger. They're not gonna let you in the main event scene. They're putting you through humiliation rituals. So
no, babes. If there was ever gonna be a moment for you, it was 3 years ago. And
y'all, it's so crazy because you can tell that pre-WrestleMania like psychosis is starting to like seep in to like the talent, because the stuff that people are saying in interviews and stuff like that of I'm like, y'all, they told
you no plane
when that when that flyer came out a few months ago, you knew what the main event scene was. Yeah. Roman, Cody, Punk, Brock. That's it. Hey man, the rest of y'all that somehow ended up with the title, I hate to tell you this. Oh, Drew, you went into that full dude bro gimmick, and went crazy on Twitter, and you know all that just for you not carrying that title in the Mania, babes. It's not happening. No. It's not gonna happen.
How do you guys feel like just generally when like wrestlers, because I think you see it more honestly in like AEW and like other promotions, because WWE runs a little bit of a tighter ship about it, but like when people are like, I want this one, like I want to be in this show and I need to be booked more and like whatever, and like are vocal about it. And how does that land with you?
I think you gotta have real motion to like say some of those things, but people with motion don't have to say those type of things. And I also think that it's funny when AEW people do it, because I do agree there was a time when I think that if you cried loud enough,
you get on the show.
Tony would give you a bone.
Yeah. But now, and see what you could do with it, essentially.
But now I think like the ship is so tight. TK don't never got to say nothing, because you have like the actual talent being like, you got Mercedes and Ricochet to
being like, hey man,
telling
that shit out.
You got actual stars, like the real stars of promotion, saying "shut up and dribble." Y'all, but y'all
like, listen. Will Ospreay got on that mic last year and said nobody wants to work anymore. Like you're sitting up one saying you want to get off your ass and work.
Oh my god, talk about running from the blind.
Like, unfortunately, listen, one of God's greatest weapons, oh Lord, was Will Ospreay just being loud and being like, get a fucking job. Get a job. Be employed.
Work. You can say a lot about the Billy Goat. He's working. One thing about him, that bitch putting in the hours. Okay, so y'all don't get to come to him or anybody of that realm and say, you know, I just like whatever. To me, it's always just been like very like, I don't want to say it's cringe, but like it borderline is, especially people that you're like, I don't like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Like I haven't been used to Dynamite in so long. Like,
some of the experiments that Tony Khan likes to run, and you couldn't get one.
Or I think people know the worst part is that people not realizing that they were an experiment.
Yeah.
That's the thing of just like they don't realize like, no, this was the opportunity, babes. You lost. And I think also the roster is so stacked and like it sucks that wrestling moves this fast, but like it's just so many people to where if you don't nail it within your window, you just gotta wait for the next.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the thing too, especially with somewhere like AEW, because like you said, the roster's so stacked, but it's so big. That's the thing. It's like it is truly like a moment's notice. And like there are some folks that you look at them and you're like, you had your opportunity, and I don't know when it's gonna circle back. I don't think it's circling back.
Like
and
I don't know. I don't know if that window's opening again.
Where would you go? Because there's some people who be, you know, pushing for something. It's like, but what would you do?
It's like y'all.
What would we do with you?
What are you gonna do?
What? I think that's what we talked about that on Wednesday about Darby to a certain extent of just like,
what would you like? Come on, what do you want to do?
That world title shit is over, bro. You had your chance.
But it's now like, okay, I feel like you had the two biggest moments of your career to like really have those momentum to capitalize. And I think that's right after Sting retires. And then I think that it's, you know, right after while this Death Riders things is coming on, and things happen, you know, whether it's injuries or Everest. But I kind of feel like we're at the point now to where it's just like Darby and Orange Cassidy are in a similar boat of, I think that this ship has gone as far as it can go with this current configuration.
Like, unfortunately, the ship has reached the harbor. We can't.
What are you going to say before I talk about Darby?
I was going to say, I do think advocating for yourself is good, but what is advocating for yourself if you have nothing to show for it?
Yes, you should advocate for yourself if you're not delusional.
Like, advocating for yourself is fine, and like saying like I want to do this, but if you don't have anything that shows that you can do it, or that like if they don't throw you a bone and you don't perform well, like what do you want them to do? It's like, we gave you a shot and you didn't do anything with it.
For example, if Megan Bain went on Fightful like tomorrow and did an interview and was like, AEW should belt me up because I've been working my ass off and I do everything, I'd be like,
I would agree with her. I'd be like, yeah, you've been in limbo for the past for the past year and a half, and it's a lot of it wasn't her fault. It's because Penelope's been hurt. A lot of it isn't on her, but it's like y'all could have had her do something else. She could have been a TBS challenger.
She's been in booking purgatory.
Like, it's bad.
Since she got here. And yes, it's a great example, because if she went on there, I would be like, and get him again, whack him again once for me, because it's true, you know. And I think that there are certain people, even that you don't necessarily see on TV week to week, or that you're like, I really like that person, and if they're standing up and they're being like, I want to push, and I see the vision, I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah.
You know, like people coming back from injury, like I love AR Fox. AR Fox coming back from injury, yeah. Put him back, you know, put him back in the rotation. Put him back on the show. Hell yeah. He's great at his job. Some of y'all who ain't never done nothing, ain't never won nothing, you know, are sitting around like, oh, when's it my turn? I don't know. Gotta be honest. Like, I don't know, man. There's almost 250 people on this roster. I've counted. Nobody wants to work anymore. Go hit those indies, girl. Like, and that's not in a derogatory way. But like, go hit those indies. And if you need to, go grab that goddamn tag rope. It is not a demotion in AEW.
I think that that's a really great segue, because I have a question, because I think that there's been a lot of topic about this, about like, how do we talk about women's wrestling, especially American women's wrestling, in a way that is productive and is actually pushing the sport forward without either coddling people or falling into misogyny with our criticisms. And I think like, especially, I think AEW is a really good example right now, because it's just it's so wide, right? Like on one end, you literally have the best to ever do it.
Best in the world caliber wrestlers.
Some of the greatest to ever do it. And then on the other side, you have like, these girls are really green. Like, you know, like these girls are really green and they're all mixed in. And don't get me wrong, working with the best is only going to make you better. But I think some people are being pushed right now based off of potential.
Yes.
And I think
I think
just let me finish real quick. And I think some people are being pushed based off of results. And I think like, yes, potential is something important, because, you know, like I can't say like, you know, it means nothing, because there's some people, you know, you do invest early and then, you know, see who they turn into. You know, Bianca's one of those people, right? Like didn't know a lick of anything about wrestling, and she commits to it, ends up being a generational talent. You know, you never know who's going to be what and who's going to turn into what. However, I do think we've gotten to a point to where just because it's just like, okay, this person is funny, they have a good entrance, and like, this isn't like towards any one person, because it's several of them. it really is multiple.
It's true.
And I think Julia Hart's first TBS title reign was like that, right? Of just like,
it was based on what she had given them at that point, which was good, and then she got hurt, and it was like, oh, okay, so the more time we give her, she's not looking as good. What's going on?
Absolutely.
And so it was like okay, so where do we go from here? And then she got hurt, she came back, and it was like, why does she look worse? What's going on?
The rule of thumb for a long time at AEW was to put a belt on somebody to
and build them up from there.
Like Jay was like that. Britt was like that.
I think that's like, that was going to be my point, which is just the standard in AEW, in particular in the women's division, like got elevated so quickly that and got raised so quickly that the way that we operate entirely has to change. And you've got people, I think, backstage and in the ring who are still clinging on to the mentality that was there at the beginning, which is, you know, these folks have the potential, put them over here. The difference is now we've got talent on the other end of the spectrum who are able to do things that these other women are immediately. So that's what I'm saying is like, we have this weird clash of cultures, you know, with different ways of thinking. And I also think like, I think that a lot of times when we talk about women's wrestling, like you were saying, Lyric, people aren't able to do one of the other. Like it's either this, you know, misogynistic, you know, like women care. I actually would argue that it's misogynistic two sides of the same coin, because it's either coddling or it's straight up, you know, women's wrestling sucks.
I agree.
And there's misogyny in
the
both
coddling of like, oh well, like they're still trying and they're doing their best and da 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 da. That doesn't work when you get a fucking 15-minute slot on television every week.
That doesn't work when no one has a backstory. Other women,
like that doesn't work when Athena is in Ring of Honor, has been for the past 3-4 years at this point, and gets on TV sporadically when Mercedes is like, I want Athena on TV with me. Like it doesn't. That conversation doesn't work anymore. Those talking points don't work anymore. Exactly. Because it's like you have people like Megan Bain, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Athena, as I said, Mercedes Moné. The moment Mercedes came in, everyone should have known that the division was gonna reshape. Yeah, there are too many good wrestlers in the AEW women's division. Great wrestlers in the AEW women's division who can't get TV time, who can't get a backstory, who can't get a good enough build for them to get any type of momentum, and that's a really big problem. We saw it with Chris's title reign, of like, oh yeah, she just came on TV with like a new character. She came on pay-per-view with a new character and then beat Tony in a roll up, and then was champion. But there was nothing else in there. There was no substance.
And there was nothing for her to do once she was champion.
Exactly.
But sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, after.
No, I was just gonna say, I think that at the core there is misogyny in both that, because the way that we were supposed to be perceiving the women's division when AEW first started was with potential. Now we're not talking about potential anymore. Now the standard is so much higher because you've got women who are meeting and exceeding that standard week to week, and they're, like you said, they're not getting the treatment that they should be getting. So when we look over here and talk about you know what I mean? Like, we can't do the reach a hand back, put everybody on the same level, everybody's all equal type shit, because it's not the truth. You know,
we don't do it with the men's division.
And we don't do that with the men's division. Now, I would, the women's division AEW was in a different position than the men's when we started. Like, we can all acknowledge that. Like, of course it was. So things were going to be different. I'm telling you right now, like, you're actively seeing things switch, and if you're not able to kind of adjust, get better, and capitalize on the potential,
there's nothing for you.
Like, there's nothing. Creative has nothing for you. And I think that a lot of times, like, sorry, I'm gonna get my shit off. I'll be done. I think a lot of times that, like, well, first off, one of the issues in when we have these conversations, men, shut up.
Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there?
I think because men in their mind, like, I don't know why. I'm making a broad generalizing statement, but who gonna check me? I think a lot of times, like you said, they default to one of those two mentalities and they go all in on it. And if it's the coddling, it's like, how is the division ever actually supposed to be treated as equal to the men's division if we're supposed to, kind of baby some of these people and talk about their potential instead of what's actually fantastic over here? But then on the other end of that spectrum, you have people who straight up like, well, this is why women's wrestling should whatever, and this is why
the advanced have bra and panties matches. Whoa, like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like it's such like a drastic jump, because it's like, mind you, even in the coddling conversation, they're moments away from saying that anyway.
Exactly.
Like, there's no room for nuance in that conversation of like, yes, people can develop and get better. I don't need them to do that when the women get 30 minutes of TV time total every week.
Dynamite is not the place to train.
No,
Dynamite is not a train, and I'll be honest, I don't think Collision is either.
No, it would have been Rampage, and guess what?
It would have been. And I think we're just getting to the point to where it's like, when I see somebody like Penelope Ford, who has been here since day one, right? She's gotten injured more times than I can count, and I don't mean that like in a glowing way, but she comes back better.
She still comes back ready to work, and she wants to get better
every single time. She is night and day from the performer that she was when she first entered AEW. Like she is. And I think that's also she's become a person now. Like when she's gone, her presence is felt because no, is she a top star in the division? Absolutely not. But as far as role players go, of people who keep this train moving in the meantime, Penelope Ford is like the backbone of the mid card. You know,
she is indeed. If we had a mid card, if there was a mid,
which is part of the problem.
If I had one,
got this huge gap.
If I had one, I did the math on this one day, and we've added more people to the roster, but it's still about the same. For every 3 men in AEW, there's 1 woman. That's how drastic the difference is. And so it's like when you look at the TV, I'm like, yeah, because it's a 3-to-1 ratio, you guys. Like there's not a lot of people. Few of the people who should be on TV are hurt. It's unfortunate. Can't do anything about that. There's a lot of people I'd prefer to see on my screen than who they're showing me now.
I think also too is just like we got people coming in who are just signed, rookies, and people
Everybody say bye.
Bye. Who are getting lapped. I'm talking about lapped by people like they're lapping people who are already here.
Yeah,
Maya and Hyan, why are they having better tag matches than the actual teams in the tournament?
Yeah.
Lena Cross, I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people haven't seen her wrestle yet.
She's so good.
Y'all,
that monster, the monster that is Lena Cross as a wrestler, like she's so good. The moment they let her have a match, that's probably because they're probably gonna have her do squashes at first, because unless they want to put her with Megan for the tag belts, because I think that's smarter. But
I think
well,
that's
apparently
where you're gonna go.
Apparently, Penelope's not gonna be out that long, so
that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I need Penelope to have that belt, those tag belts. Like,
I don't care. I know you do. I know you're big on her, so I'm an ally to her. But I'm apathetic towards her. But you know who else we need?
Who?
Big Aminata. Rest that.
Big Aminata. Come home.
She said she was backstage.
I'm very happy.
Yeah,
I miss my girl.
Streets need you, girl. Thekla talking crazy about you.
There's no bloodlust. We've lost our fire.
I think Thecla's a really good example too of somebody who really walked in, snatched a crown. You know, she capitalized on, even if you didn't know how to feel about her before, because I'm not gonna lie, some of you was talking crazy about Thekla, said, yeah, she should not be in AEW at all.
They were like, she's Julia's blunt roller. I said, whoa, buddy. Mind you, and this was at the point where Julia was actively on SmackDown, and so people were finally starting to see her wrestle. They were like, wait a fucking minute. And so I was like, okay, so I
would like to also say this is another time where actually no, I think I'm just going to start taking pride in all of my victory laps. I am never wrong, just early. I was right about Thekla. I was right about Lena Cross. I was right about Maya and Hyan. I was right about Mariah May at the time. I was right about Mina. I really do this. And it's crazy. I know people probably get tired of me quoting my old tweets all the time, but no, I think before a man comes in here and pretends that this was his idea all along,
pretends that he was there for it.
And especially if I know y'all was talking crazy, especially if I know for a fact that y'all was actually talking crazy, but do the revision
because the way that people flipped towards the end of Tekla's Stardom run, I saw you. I was nasty.
It got so nasty. And here's the thing: I'm not going to lie and say that the hate stuff was all memorable. Like, it
wasn't all great.
I didn't enjoy it. A lot, but I was always judging Thekla based off of what I saw in Donna Del Mondo. So I knew she had it in her, and I also knew that, like, how do I say it? Sometimes in Japanese wrestling, specifically like Stardom, like the foreigners, they have a little bit too much free reign. I said they do their own stuff, and I knew that this more structured environment is really going to rein her in, play to her strengths, and it did. I think that she brings a level of intensity to the division. Like, there was a reason why she was immediately able to take it to hell with Queen Aminata the way that she did. She just brings a level of intensity that, a lot of people just don't have. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I love, like, fits and all that stuff, but I want to see hatred.
Yes.
I want to see y'all get down in the gutter. I actually love people's beautiful girly gear being covered in blood. I think that's awesome. I think
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, Deathmatch Barbie. That's what the people want to see.
It's true.
That's what the people want to see. And she took the ball and ran, and we can argue all day about, yes, Willow should have been world champion before her. Yes. This person should have been world champion before her. Absolutely. But she got employed to do a job. She got paid to do a job, to come in, do it. She showcase herself as best as humanly possible, and she did and does.
She took advantage of that
and has done it very, very well.
I take issue with the fact that opportunity was there. With the opportunity to be the next world champion was up for grabs, because to me that should not have been a debate. We should have already had that circled and highlighted as Willow Nightingale.
It's true.
So you can't sit up here and like fault that. Like, what's she gonna do? Not win the world title? Hello,
that's crazy.
Like that would be crazy. But
Big Mama pulled up and collision with her fur coat and her belt on. I said, "This is the champ." I don't
know what to tell y'all. Like. And mind you, this still falls into my Chris should have been a heel so Willow could win the belt agenda. Like,
yes!
I was like
100%.
Like, I was like, okay, so you're gonna have all 3 sets of your women's titles in one picture to get. Okay.
I only have to have one women's match on every Dynamite.
AEW
sure
is, and I think this is even more appropriate now. AEW is the wrestling equivalent of the modern Democratic Party.
It's true. We're holding on to the golden age.
They said we give you a picture. You see this photo op on New Year's Eve. Everybody feels good. Everybody feel good.
Yeah. Hey man. So the rest
that's all you get.
That's all you get.
That's all I got for you, brother.
Like it gets to a point, man. I'm like
beyond the point. We're beyond the point.
Well, listen,
that was such a great night, and I would literally have given it up just for everybody to be doing something more substantive before and afterwards. It was thrown together. They are lucky. They are just lucky that Willow Nightingale is a superstar. And that, Mercedes is a superstar, and that people really want to see that match. People really love that moment because they love these people. AEW did the bare minimum. I mean,
you deserve
like this. I'm talking. They scraped the bottom of the container to the point the paper started to come up. Like there ain't shit going on. Nothing of substance.
You didn't mean it, because if you meant it, we would have done something for it. And if we meant it, it would have been on fucking pay-per-view. If you meant it, you didn't mean it.
They didn't.
You just did it.
Like your heart isn't in it.
Your heart's not in it. Your heart's not in it, and it never has been.
All liberal wrestling is fucking killing me.
Bro, hey,
happy fun, la la la, like
Cuban smuggling, fentanyl deaths.
Like
no, AEW really like moves like the Democratic Party. It's actually really crazy. They really do.
They do. It's like you to be the opposition. Please do something.
I mean this in a fun way. And then like it goes back to me and Dani were talking about it's the ultimatums that they give you. Like when we
they put a gun to our head. No. We must talk about this. They put a sawed-off shotgun to the center of our chest and said, "Hey, Miz, never get a challenge for the world title again." Wait.
Who said that? You said that. Who said that?
What does that have to happen?
Let me tell y'all right now. Look, I'm not even gonna get into everything that the Cowboy has going on. What I will tell you, there is no fucking universe in which it makes any type of goddamn sense
There is no way. Like there's just no fucking way. Like I just can't believe that. I'm sorry. Cause mind you, I was like, Revolution and the Oscars on the same night. This is gonna be the funniest fucking night ever. Number
Crazy.
one. Two, they are about to do the worst double turn you've ever seen in your fucking life at Revolution. Let's all be honest with ourselves for a second. If that doesn't happen, hey man, it's over. It's over. I'm holding your hands. Like,
I truly, like all the wrestling. I don't think you understand like how over it is for you if like you are so cooked.
shooting your men's world title division in the foot for this.
I just think that, like, guys,
and the thing is,
Hangman is the through line for all of these.
Everyone, Hangman can't challenge for a fucking world title.
All roads run
everyone,
to Hangman.
All the roads,
all of them,
all the
and
roads
they always have
to the Hangman circle. He can't challenge them. Can you? I need y'all to understand what it would do to me. Hello, Chloe.
Hello, Black people. Hello. How are y'all?
Grand Rising.
Other half of my podcast.
Everybody.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just woke up from a nap.
That's okay.
I saw that text. I was like, I don't even think Chloe's awake right now. Like,
It's because I wasn't. It's because I wasn't.
She's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes if y'all are still on. I'm like, I like to talk. You know what time it is.
Right. And I was like, I'll get there eventually. Then I go on nowhere.
We're not going nowhere.
You're not.
Like, and ain't.
Wait, pause. Let's plug the fundraiser.
Yes, that is.
I was gonna ask, did you know that you can make the YouTube stream a donation thing?
What?
You can change like what? Instead of super chats, it'll all be donations straight to the website.
We didn't know that.
Well, by the look on their face, apparently the answer is no.
The donations will stay on here, but they'll go straight to the organization after, and then people can still donate to the website. Like so that would all be totaled together.
Let me Google it.
Wow, that's history. Well, I'm probably not gonna figure out how to do that today, but I will work on it for the Dynamite Diaries. In future streams.
Because I was like, I meant to ask you about the Dynamite Diaries. I was like, did you know you can make it a donation? Like, it can just be straight donation.
When I say I'm still going through it. Like, I'm still going through it. For those of you who don't know, listen, right after the New Japan show last night, I went to Heated Rivalry night. And
was it fun? Did you have fun?
Y'all, I had so much fun. And the thing is, I went completely by myself. And so, like,
you know what? There's one tonight, and I'm contemplating deciding to go.
Do it. I missed mine. Do it for me. I didn't realize it was happening.
I might. I'm contemplating it.
It was like, it was parts of my brain being scratched that I don't think have ever been scratched outside of the comfort of my own home.
100%.
And like, I'm hearing songs, like, I've never even been to functions to hear some of these songs in public. Like, just because
what exit they play.
If they did the big old freak edit.
I know that's right. But
the thing is, they had the edits up, but it wasn't exactly going in time with the music. So like, I wasn't always reading the words. But so like, that's playing. But then you'll have like the stateside remix came on.
Oh my gosh, I love stateside remix. Fun. Listen, there isn't a Heated Rivalry stateside remix that hasn't crossed my desk.
I haven't seen that hasn't crossed my desk.
I haven't even seen the edit, but it was just like, bro, it was a girl DJ too, which I think added to everything.
Yeah.
So hearing stateside remix it changed my life. I started doing a robot in the middle of the club. It was amazing. They played so much Gaga.
That's right.
Dabra, I heard Poker Face. Then the end of the night closed. I walked out of the club. They was playing Judas.
I said, no, that's right. Oh, I know you had time.
I said, oh my goodness.
And it's such a unique feeling because you're like, oh my god, I'm having so much fun. I'm drinking, there's confetti, but it's also like low key like softcore porn up on there because
there's
a whole talk about the
you're like, wow, I'm having such a great time. That explicit big old
There's
and
holes
playing
on
the
the
screen
wall
and
right now.
everybody's like,
Why
that's
is he
fine.
holding a dick
Wall.
magician
Okay.
right in front of me?
Actually,
Okay.
no, the worst part I think was when like they're playing, what was it? It was some like crazy song. And like they got the edits up of Shane and Yuna and like his coming out scene. I'm like, whoa, at ease, my king.
Live was that time with the music, which I think made it worse. Because you shouldn't have like, oh my god.
They played what was it?
You have Chloe, you have to go.
What was it that I heard?
I feel like I might.
No, you have to. I'm so glad. And the thing is, as y'all know, I've had a crazy week. I've had to travel days.
I'm gonna be honest, Lyric. I don't know how you made it to the heated rivalry night. I would have lost my mind.
I don't either, but I'd already bought the ticket, and so I said, you know what, I've committed to this. I said I can always go home. I'm by myself, so it's not like nobody can keep me there if I don't want to be. So I said I'm gonna just try to stick around for a Athena-versary. I'll watch Suji versus Andrade in the car, but I said we'll see. And I'm so glad that I went. It was really good. But when they played all the things she said, I said, "Whoa!" I thought I was at Coachella. I thought I was at Coachella. There's
like they're doing some in San Francisco, and I'm like, can y'all just come back to San Jose? I don't want to take an hour and a half train ride.
I will say, I am confident that they're going to probably do them again during season 2, and
absolutely,
and they're going to be even bigger. Like this. I think this is just a teaser, and honestly, I need to experience this like with people like I actually know. Like I'm so excited to do this again.
It looks like so much fun.
I went with my friend, but there were literally moments. I went with my friend, but there were literally moments where I was like, I need to be by myself. Like, whoa! Oh my gosh! Because with the venue that I was in, they had these massive screens, but they were on every wall, and so literally, I can't remember what song it was, but it was a fucking Ilya edit, and he's in there stroking himself in the fucking shower you're surrounded by it, and I'm like,
listen, walking in and being surrounded by 3 screens is nuts.
I will say the one in South Carolina,
all the way around, I'm trapped.
The one in South Carolina was not even that fancy. Like it was 2 screens up, and so like that's why I said I don't even think they had the capabilities to like put it in time with the music. But like, so there have been edit to Rock Me that it played, and so
I love the Rock Me edit. I've seen it 50 million times.
So I'm standing behind these girls, and they have like their phones up on their head like this, right? And I'm like, they playing headbands or something. Like they ahead of me, like they're barricade, and I don't go to the club. I'm pushing 30, pushing back. Thank you.
Okay.
Dani, let me just say that's one of the nastiest things you said, and I did it back. I've taken that.
Okay.
I've said that multiple times about people.
Let me find the screenshot I took of that stream because unfortunately it is hilarious. Like
I said that multiple times during my birthday weekend to where Lo from Wrestling Wind Down picked me up from the airport. And so she was like, happy birthday, because it's my birthday. I said, yes, I'm pushing 30, it's pushing back. She said,
I'm sorry.
Dani, I was strolling about my birthday. I said that to my the other day.
Like, unfortunately, holding the phone like this at the camera is always so funny to me. I was so like, no, you need to be shamed. Shamed.
I'm sorry.
What was on my phone? What was I showing?
Like, I'm gonna put on a timer.
Oh yeah,
for 2 minutes. You're gonna say nice things about me for 2 minutes.
Yes. No, and she got
sorry. No, that was crazy.
I will say
that was crazy.
I'm not gonna say the best part, but she did feel really bad about it. I said, like, okay, like, Dani doesn't even really apologize for real. She's apologized at least 5 times.
That was just like off the top of her head. Like she just,
it slipped out.
It literally slipped out. Listen, sometimes your mouth is moving faster than your brain can catch up with and stop you.
Exactly.
But yes, anyway, so the girls are up there. I'm like, so DJ turns music down. gets on the microphone. She said, I really wasn't going to take requests tonight, but she said, I think this one is fitting because we got Harry Styles night coming up, like, next month anyway.
Ooh.
They had requested Rock Me. I had never heard that before in a public setting, but I felt possessed. Like, it was like the One Direction. It just,
the chip activated.
Listen, that One Direction stand chip lives dormant in my brain.
Truly. But when I hear it,
I'm a sleeper agent.
Truly.
That's how I feel when they play it. Somebody plays Beyonce, and then it's just be like, America
has a problem. Like,
listen, I never react normally to hear Beyonce in public like she isn't one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah, you hear Beyonce all the time. One Direction to me, I'll be like, I hear it in public. I'm like, how you know about that?
So specific. There's certain 5 Seconds of Summer songs where I'm like that. I'm like, what the fuck do you know about this? These aren't
guys. What are your favorite 5 Seconds of Summer songs? We never talked about them.
I think also too. I don't think I know a 5 Seconds of Summer song.
I was never a huge 5 Seconds of Summer fan. Can I admit that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We're in unsafe company.
No, it's not that I don't like them. I like that. Oh my god, what's the album with teeth on it?
Calm. It's just all their initials. I was like, are these?
I like
serious?
that album.
But
I like that old stuff. God, listen, I'm gonna be honest,
back to back, where it's like first one is their initials, and they were like, actually, this one's gonna be called The Feeling of Falling Upwards. Everyone's like, you should call it 5 Sauce 5 because that's 5 Sauce 5 backwards. And they were like, okay.
What you mean?
Look, man,
I
chose my side of the Stan war, right? I was firmly in One Direction.
I'm so proud of you.
If it wasn't One Direction or Little Mix, I didn't want to hear it.
The one thing that One Direction gave me was English Love Affair. My God.
I love that song.
What a good song. What a good song.
Gemma Styles, you don't know what you gave me, girl. You don't know what you gave me.
English Love Affair, I was bumping. I sit literally every day. I listen to Heartache on the big screen as if it means something to me. I listen to that every day. What else we got? Man, they got some hits. But
their new album is very good.
I love the new album.
Everyone's
it's grown. It is grown.
It took me a minute. It took the deluxe version coming out for me to be like, yeah, I fuck with this. Start over.
I got it on the first listen, which is opposite for me. Usually I don't get it, but the first listen I was like, hold on.
Also, listen. I'm Scared I'll Never Sleep Again, into I Still Feel the Same, into Ghost. They wanted me to die. They wanted me to die.
I'm just nodding like, yeah.
I'm nodding.
Me too, Lig. Like, yeah, I love these songs too.
I'm gonna say this though. Ghost, the Hang Mega Bible. I wish I was joking. I said, wait a fucking
Everybody
minute.
Go listen to
Got a bookmark.
Go look at
like
the lyrics.
Bookmark.
Go on Genius. Yes.
Like genuinely a chip activated in my brain. I said, I can't listen to this again. I can't go through I can't listen to that on my second listen.
But yes, Heater Rivalry Night was fun. If y'all have one, go. I have to experience it with like friends sometime during season 2. Don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to go out of town. Somebody else
from season 2 gonna be sad as fuck.
I was gonna say them edits for season 2. I
the
probably would have watched those in a
like,
room full of people.
Just know
It's them Ilya edits that I know in the chamber with people cooking. I'm scared.
It's gonna be Phoebe Bridgers and Yeba. It just playing. It's gonna be really. Also, I would like to say, Jack Innanen, I have plans for you.
I have plans for you that I cannot share with the public.
Come to the Heater Rivalry season 2 set.
I will say, I was set on you being my Wyatt Hayes, and I'm still leaning towards that. But I do think you have Troy Barrett potential after the way.
The thing is, though, my thing is, I'm like, Troy Barrett is like short, like he's teeny.
Girl, that does not matter.
That don't matter.
I was like, girl,
it shouldn't matter, but it matters to me because I don't want Troy and Harris to have like a weird like height gap. Like it's just my personal preference because it's like. Troy is like 5'8", Harris is like 5'5". I genuinely don't want them to have.
Can I admit that up until this very moment, I forgot that Harris was short.
Me too. Yeah,
they're both very
means
short.
nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. They've changed so much about like some
like,
of the description.
I'm willing to let them have it, but at the same time, I'm like, could I get someone who's like super fucking white passing to play Troy Barrett, and that's how we make this work? Like, I don't know, man.
You know they're gonna do Well, I saw Tyreek
Withers.
Tyreek Withers, come here. Grow up that 1B, man. I got a job for you.
Tyreek would be a great Troy, actually. I think would be be great.
Hmm.
It's just like they have to be Canadian, so we have
True.
limited, and I don't want to say limited options because it's
I
probably
don't
people.
know no damn Canadians.
It's
I
probably
also
people
don't care about them
I don't
being
know, so I
Canadian.
just
Like Canadian.
the ones that I know. But yeah, no, Jack Innanen,
Listen, whatever job he wants for the Ottawa Centaurs, he's got it.
Now
I
he's not
can't
even
do it.
on
like
talk.
you a real hater. Like I like it.
Because my
He
his
is.
best quality is he tags people. He don't care.
I love it. He just like me.
We have somebody else who's joined. We have C. Air. Wait, is she ready? Okay, she ready?
I'm here.
Oh my gosh!
I'm
Hello.
Good morning.
I'm here. Hello. I'm not on cam for a reason because I'm bundled up under blankets, y'all. I'm
No, it's
old. I'm old. I went out in public, did some errands, cleaned. I'm done for today.
Already?
That's so real.
That's right.
That's so real.
Yeah, I'm not leaving this house today. I'll tell you that. I've
I'm
been
not either.
traveling
Okay.
for the past week. You know what? I have. Do you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because I've been wanting to ask somebody about this.
Child, I'm ready for this season.
Okay, so
Mainly
you've seen the trailer.
yes, I'm ready
Okay.
for this season mainly because last season I felt like we were getting to that point where it was like it was getting good, and then they were like, "Oh, season," and I'm like,
Yeah.
We had just brought Phaedra back those last 3 episodes. I felt like we was really on to something, and then we kind of
mm-hmm.
lost it because Angela, we know you're lying, sister. I want you to know that. Talking about some. Yeah, okay, so how aware of you are with Real Housewives of Atlanta before I start going through the rest of y'all? Like,
Oh, I've been watching since season 1.
well, no, I'm talking about the rest of them. Like, are y'all
I
aware
haven't
before?
watched in a couple.
I
I
got
mean-
halfway through last season. The ending, I don't ask me.
Yeah.
What
I'm a
happened.
very casual watcher.
Okay, great. So I think we all have at least a base level knowledge.
Mhm.
So last year, well, on the last season, a few new features were added. Angela Oakley was one of them. So she is the wife of Charles Oakley, his former NBA star. Who else was added? Kelly, this lady, she's an entrepreneur. She does chicken and waffles restaurants, sure.
Mhm.
And then we had Britt Eady, who was added. Scammer.
Bruh.
1000% a scammer. But anyway, so there was like this angle that was shot where Kelly is at Kelly always throwing an event for one of her restaurants. So she's throwing this event. And then at this event, the other ladies are there. And somebody comes up to Angela. This guy comes up to Angela. I says, I know something about your husband. And I need to tell you about it right now.
Wait, can we guess?
Oh, yeah, sure.
What could you know about your husband? I mean, I feel like cheating is so
I was gonna
obvious.
say,
That's too easy. I'm gonna say he cheated with a man. That's my guess.
Well, no, he didn't cheat with a man, but it was cheating because the thing is, he has a history of cheating. So, like throughout
Mhm.
the
Brother.
not a serial cheater.
no,
Yeah,
but
huh?
this, but this is the thing. This is the crazy thing. So, Charles and Angela's relationship is so interesting because they're throughout the entire show. I don't want to say maybe they have a different style of communication. It's not for me to judge, but like she's like flat out saying, like, yeah.
No,
She's like
just a
flat out
little for you to
like,
judge.
yeah, she flat out says like, yeah, he doesn't really wear his wedding ring and out in public, and
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Right.
very
Ain't that
much like
Krispy
that.
Kreme
No, it's
donut?
like where his
Krispy
wedding
Kreme.
ring, like
Right,
we don't really go
right.
out that much. Like, it's fine.
and it's their
Yeah.
anniversary while they're on the big group trip, right? And she's like, yeah, he didn't call, and then so she calls him on speakerphone. He's like, why are you calling me? Like he's like, why are you calling? Like he's so, and she'll try to like hug him. He'd be like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like he's very non-affectionate. Maybe that's how they're
It's the
communicating.
weirdest
He hate
like
her.
I'm gonna be
relationship
honest. That lady
because
live in my nightmare.
No, he hates you.
Right? Like he hates you.
Like,
Would you say, Sierra?
it's the weirdest relationship because it's like uh for me, I remember when they were trying to add Angela Oakley to Basketball Wives years ago, back when it was like Tammy Roman, all of them moved to LA. And T had came out then that Charles was cheating on her. And I'm like, well, Charles Oakley, I mean, he ain't been shit for years since the NBA. I mean, we all know this. But for whatever reason, it was supposed to be her and another girl that she was friends with added to the show at that time. And the other girl let it slip to blog sites that, oh, she's not coming on the show because then the cheating he's doing, especially with some girl out here in LA, she don't want that brought up on the show. And I was like, well, that makes sense. I think their relationship, what it is with them, is like, I feel like they've been together so long that they just kind of like accept where the other one just does not give a damn. And it's
Yes.
weird because it's like, why would you even come on TV and show us these
And show us that your
flaws?
marriage is like you're showing us that he's
That
worn
lady's
you
going through
down this much
humiliation
that you're
rituals
And
on
the
willing to
thing
television,
is,
and
I
that's crazy.
I do think they have a base level of care for each other, as in like
Mm-hmm.
it's very clear that they're friends. You know, like
Yeah,
I definitely think that they are very, very close friends who care about each other, because like he does, like, you know, and he said this at the reunion. He said, okay, well, y'all say whatever about my marriage, but he said, but I'm the only person up here as a husband, and where the rest of y'all husbands at? Y'all don't have them, or you know, like y'all
I
husbands. So
mean,
he
it's
wasn't wrong.
one line.
He didn't lie. But
No.
also, so he does show up for her. But the thing is, I will say though, so at this thing when like this is supposed to be revealed of like who where he is and who's been cheating with when this person, when he sees this person, he don't even let them speak. Get them out of there, throw them out, right? And just like
Right. So extra
Mhm.
guilty. Right.
Right,
and so
right,
suddenly this
right.
angle happens at the very end when Angela's like, I found out who told this guy, paid this guy to come say that to me at Kelly's event. And she's like, oh, and you know who it is? It's Phaedra. And she said, yeah, Phaedra is the godfather of Atlanta. And you told me this.
I believe it.
People's,
I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. And Phaedra's a liar. I'm not going to
Just,
dispute
yeah,
that.
100%.
Compulsive.
Yeah.
She's been caught so many times. I don't think it was Phaedra. I genuinely don't think it was Phaedra, and honestly, I don't think it was probably anybody at all. I think Angela, she's really good at like she can read anybody else. I think she's probably the best new housewife that has been added,
Hmm.
but she knows her biggest weakness is her marriage, and so she likes to get before she gets got. In a lot of ways, which fair. If you know that man cheating on you know that you can't take the heat, go after everybody else. The thing is this: Phaedra just got back like 2 episodes before that. She barely knows the new cast. Second of all, Phaedra is clearly on probation with Bravo after that first incident. Phaedra has no incentive to go after Angela in that way, to pay somebody off to like say something about her marriage, knowing that it could blow back on her because she's literally already on probation.
Yeah.
Right. But here's the
Also,
thing. She was on probation, but then they added her to Married to Medicine, which I'm still pissed off at them about because she contributed nothing. She didn't want to show anything of her real life. Two, every time that they did show her, she was meddling in other people's business.
It's true.
And
that's the
it
thing
was
about
so strange. Because here's my thing. I need all the cast of Housewives Atlanta, Married to Medicine. I need everybody in Atlanta to sit down in a group setting and sit there and say, hey, did you sleep with my husband? Because I am so tired of this Dungeons and
No,
Dragons
like
thing of like everybody
These
has
grand
either slept
reveals.
with
medicine, it
Phaedra
has indeed gotten to
or
that fucking point.
like
Not they need to have a group meeting.
No. Like
like a
everyone needs to
powwow.
have a discussion about these
Hey,
men.
Wow.
The
we
man
gotta
that
clip
y'all
that.
choose to lay beside at night.
We gotta
Like
clip that.
every
Please.
time it's either Phaedra's dated this dude, and I'm like, Jesus, Phaedra, I employ and I am positive about having a healthy dating life. But every time we get a new housewife or you get added to a new cast, you done dated their husband or something like, girl,
That
Jesus.
needs-
You know what though? But here's the thing though. I think two things. One, I think with Bravo, because these contracts be like written the way they do, whenever somebody gets sat down, kicked off their show, they're not kicked out of Bravo. So they got to repurpose
Mm-mm.
you somewhere else. That's also why Nene is being soft launched through the Real Housewives girls trip rather than going immediately back to Atlanta. I do think
Yep.
she's going to be on the immediate season after this though. So, and same thing about like Kenya. When Kenya comes off probation, she will likely be soft launched back through one of these Housewives ensemble shows before she comes back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So like that's how they go. I think that's how Phaedra ended up on Married to Medicine, but she had terrible reviews from that time.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But I also what was the second thing about Phaedra? Phaedra, if anybody remembers Phaedra when she first got to Atlanta, she was completely different.
It was a totally different woman. I don't know who that is now.
But the thing is, like, she was very much so living for other people, and like, she lived within the confines of the strict Southern perfect wife Christian context. She was scared of disappointing her mama. That's why she lied about that due date. And like,
oh my God.
She lied about that, but
I'm telling you, if I get knocked up, I'm gonna do that, y'all.
They changed my due date. Oh, I don't know no doctors that do that.
I don't think they do that.
I don't think that's how that works.
Until the baby's fully formed,
Yeah. Just want to check, make sure everything's fully formed. Liar. But she did all that, and then the Apollo stuff happened, and then he goes to jail, and I feel like she's like the living embodiment of Church Girl by Beyonce. As soon as she was free, you couldn't keep her ready.
She was ready. Like,
she took them shackles off it.
This is honestly
for real.
for like repressed housewives who got married in their early 20s. Like, my God, you need to be free. You need to be
Girl, live a little. You're supposed to be at the club.
Oh my, you're supposed to be at the club.
Yeah, it's true. Like, especially when you look at the first like seasons of like New York Housewives or Orange County, and you hear all of them. They're like, "Well, we got married when I was 18," and I'm like, "Okay, so by season 3, you're gonna get divorced." Next thing you know, they get divorced. They lose their mind on alcohol, and you're like, "Girl, I know this is not the first time you've been drunk, especially when you're talking about y'all have been going to this event and that event, and your husband works for this people and that people. It's no way you get drunk boots like this." And it's every season. It's the New York ones. I mean, all of them were, married young, and half of them were racist. We all know this.
Yes.
And Orange County, it was the same way. Like, I think the only one that was on there was what's her name? Vicky. Vicky went from having a jacked up marriage, her first one, to basically having any money that she had made for herself taken by that previous husband. Then she met her second husband, who didn't try to do that to her, pretty much helped her build herself up to where, she's one of the biggest real estate moguls over there. But out of nowhere, she decides to divorce this man in the middle of the season, and everybody's like, you're going to divorce the one that's been actually decent to you? And they would act a fool over there. Like, I had to, with Orange County, had to stop for a while because I was just like, y'all are somebody's grandmas. And they legit are somebody's grandmas. Like,
they're the
y'all are
first
acting
show,
like
so
this.
they are. Like, they were the first ever Housewives show. And, last year, Housewives turned 20. So it's just, if y'all was already pushing 50 when we got here 20 years ago, you're probably entitled to an AARP card.
Like, they are.
They are.
And I think also too, like, so many people are like that. And it's funny because I've seen like a lot of debate about Portia recently, ever since she started dating the stud. And like, I need people to understand about Portia specifically. One, Portia's going through a lot, and I remember her first season. I thought she was the dumbest person I'd ever seen. Of just like, she was, and her running Cordell. Like, Portia went through a lot, and then all this. But I think what people need to understand is, like, Portia and her mama specifically always had a plan for her. Like, they knew that she wasn't that smart. They knew she had to marry rich. To be
Mama was trying to marry her off to anybody with money.
Absolutely. But after she got that settlement of that last marriage with that African scammer, I think that finally freed her up to just finally love whoever she wants. Now that she don't got to worry about a house and like her bills being paid, and like now that she knows that she's set for life, Portia doing whatever she wants. Like she's not marrying for security right now. She's literally doing whatever she wants. She was another one of those people who got married really young. Even Nene said, you know him, what? Greg, did he find her at the strip club or something?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he took her out there.
He did.
He did take care of her. I'll say that. You know, he wasn't playing about you coming up out of here.
He said, toot toot, boop boop.
I'm going on him, Greg.
All right.
Toot the horn on him.
Yeah, you
Greg.
didn't play with Nene around Greg. He did not play about her. And the thing is with Portia, it's like, okay, her first season she was on, I mean, I think everybody was just like, oh Lord, the deer lights is not on for this baby. Like, there is no one upstairs. And we all could tell that she married Cordell for money. But you could also tell she had somewhat generally like fell in love with him.
Yes,
And
I
then
agree.
that season,
wanted it to
season
work.
after, when they were getting divorced, that I did not like the filming of the season afterwards. I don't know if it was just because she didn't want certain things filmed or Cordell had it where he didn't want certain things filmed. But that was heartbreaking. Like, this man was trying to take everything from her. Even when she tried to start up her own businesses that he had nothing to do with. He was trying to take her to court to take that from her. And I remember thinking, like, you have got to be selfish as hell when you go out in public and say that you don't want this marriage with this young lady. You want her gone. But you're trying to take every
You're trying to take
dime.
any asset from her that you can.
Like, and he did
that's
this for multiple
final thought.
years.
But you know what I think of in that, but that happened with Portia a lot, and I think with a lot of the men that she married or like
Mhm.
ended up, I think involved with was a lot of them. They came into things because they have their own savior complex, right? So like they think
Yep.
like, oh yeah, I can save you. But over the years, you saw her get progressively stronger and more powerful, more independent, and like she had her own light to shine. And I think like that really bothered a lot of people, you know, because they knew like if she ever became fully formed, like that's also the thing, right? Signing lifetime contracts before your frontal lobe is fully developed, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That is true.
But they knew if she ever truly like saw herself and like had self-confidence, you know, that it would be a whole different, it would be a game changer.
That's
and
a
they
whole
knew
different
that,
person.
you know, like God forbid get self-worth. Woo, you know.
Child, you can't tell nobody once they figure out their self-worth.
And now
You
that
can't tell nothing.
Portia's what Center Peach now, but she flat out said, "Yeah, I've really just been holding this for Nene." I've actually. That's also why Nene is so funny because when she did make that appearance, and she announced that she was coming back to Bravo, she was like, "I want to shout out to everybody who has been asking for me to come back to the show. I want to give a shout out to Portia." Portia had my back. She said, I want everybody to know that Portia has been advocating for me. Cynthia has been advocating for me. Phaedra advocated for me. Nothing else for the rest of you. And immediately started beefing with Lisa Wu after that and said that, you know, that's why they're never going to call you. Do you know that?
Child, and you know it's crazy? I said years ago, because when I first started watching Atlanta, my mom put me on to any reality show I got stuck on was my mom at some point. And I remember saying years ago, I said, Lisa Wu, I said, that's the troublemaker. It's not Sheree, it's Lisa Wu. I said, because she always running and telling something. If you constantly running and telling somebody's business, at some point somebody's fist gonna be in your throat. Like, you can't keep doing that. And over the years, even when she was on, what was that other show? Hollywood Divas. She was doing it on there. And it was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and also with Lisa Wu, she never fully exposed her own life. Never she was married to that one dude on the show and they had a child. Lisa Wu used to be married to Keith Sweat for multiple years.
Yes, she was.
Yes,
she was. And I think the thing about Lisa is that at least like I think about season 1, she used to come across as like, oh, she's so calm, cool, collected. And she was doing what, real estate at the time, and like just all that. And she would be running back and telling other people business, but she was classy about it. So
Yeah.
everybody was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure. And she would say it with a laugh or a giggle, and like she tried to be on everybody's side.
But she was tattling on everyone.
But
She
the
said,
second, the reason why
Yep.
you really realized that there was something something wasn't quite right was because the second that her card got pulled by Kim, suddenly she wants to fight. She wants to tear up
Yeah,
the
that
town.
was bizarre.
Oh, and like even like in the it was in the arena, like in the reunion.
Yeah.
Obviously heading into the reunion, you expected certain storylines to finally play out or be paid off. Lisa and Kim ain't really had no real beef like that, and suddenly Lisa's trying to kill Kim. She's not the first, but still, it's just like, why are you here?
because it was very much a where did you come from? Like, hold on, who in this room do you know right now? Actually,
Do you
Like-
think that they'll bring Kim back?
You know what? I have a feeling she's going to be on there
Eventually.
somehow, some way, because every
Eventually.
time I turn around, her and Corey are up in the news about some money owed, somebody need money, something.
Yeah, like
I
they
think
got
that
the
they're so
IRS, man.
fascinating.
Like, they gotta do something. They gotta do something.
I think they're so fascinating because they're still living in the same house.
Yes.
So like Croy and Kim are living in the same house, essentially throwing bombs at each other from the internet, like on their phones,
On their shared internet that they pay for.
on their shared Wi-Fi. They're on the shared
throwing a fucking taking the pin out and throwing a grenade across the house and then going back in the room.
Sending leaks to TMZ and just Jared.
They had the most bizarre relationship
It's
because
like-
she was on that
It's like one of y'all can move out. You know that, right?
something, but it's like they both had nowhere to go because it's like
That's true.
she was recently on that show on Peacock, or what was it called? Like if you had bad
Next-
plastic surgery, they would go there. Yeah, it's I can't think of what it's called, but she was on there. Aubrey O'Day was on there. Even Kim's daughter Brielle was on there. It was a whole bunch of people, right? So like it was basically like if you had bad plastic surgery, um, they would have Heather Dubrow's husband on there to help try to undo the bad plastic surgery. And Kim was on there, and of course, I wanted to knock her for a mile because I was just like, "You don't get it at all, do you?" She's like, "I have this flab under her arms." Picks her arm up. Dr. Dubrow looks at her, and he's just like, "Kim, you're just getting old. That's literally all it is."
Mind you, that would ruin my fucking day.
Yeah, like it was like this.
Cameras
the
off.
cameras. Like no, like hold on, I'm gonna come back with my gun. Hold on.
Right, like at that point, I was like, if she stabbed him, she is full within her right because I would have done the same thing. But it was like the tiniest amount of skin that she was like, I just want to get that nipped and tucked, and he's just like, how?
He was like,
Mind you, her daughter is like, I did the wrong thing of getting fillers on them eyes, getting this done and stuff, and she's like, I just turned 21 and I look older than 21. I want to get all this dissolved, and I'm like, thank God, you're the only one in the family that seems to have a brain.
No, she's so cool. Brielle is actually really cool, and like they have that Next Gen NYC show.
Yes.
And so they, she's on that, and so is Candy's daughter, and Hook actually showed up on that show, which is funny.
Because Ava Dash is his girlfriend.
Correct. But on the show, we find out even more. Like Brielle's paying the bills in that house because can't stop fighting, and they beefing with the IRS. So she is
Beefing with the IRS is crazy.
She's dating the heir to the Zaxby's empire.
That's crazy.
The heir to the Zaxby's empire is such a funny sentence.
like imagine that. Like, hi, my name is Brielle. I'm currently dating the heir of the Zaxby's empire. Like, how do you just say that?
Zaxby's empire is such a great.
What a funny title.
It rolls off the tongue.
We know so many words. But so the trailer came out for the new season. I'm not sure if everybody saw it, but on this season they're adding Pinky Cole from Slutty Vegan is going to be one of the new housewives, and they're adding K Michelle.
I am concerned. Okay, Michelle.
You should be.
Okay,
Michelle.
Okay, Michelle. Like, hold on, bro.
Michelle.
Because mind you, it's moments like this where it's like you can't need the money that bad. There's no fucking.
Here's the thing. I actually think that for K Michelle, this is an attempt to change her reality TV perception. I think that Housewives it works in both directions, because I think like some people feel like these new additions, are we devaluing the Housewives brand and making it more like Love and Hip Hop? But I think that if anybody's been noticing over the last few years specifically, K Michelle's been going through a significant rebrand of like very classy lady, very classy lady.
And it started when she got that BBL reduced.
Yes, when she signed her, her country music contract, classy lady. Even too, I'll say like she got a few crazy moments on this trailer, but for the most part, the screaming, yelling, fighting is being done by other people. So
thank God.
I actually really like Kim Michelle. Listen,
I do too.
I also like Kim Michelle.
I used to watch her when she had a reality show on VH1. I used to watch that because
I loved her show.
She used to have me in stitches. Her and Jonathan, oh my God. Like, talk about two peas in a pot and a hot mess. Like, those two. And she would always say on the show, I don't come for people unless she come for me. And there was very few times she went off on that show because she didn't have people constantly around aggravating her. However, I'm telling you now, every once in a while I put that GIF out on Twitter and it's my favorite one. Ooh, we shaking the table. That is my favorite one.
Table. Like, she's so funny for that. Like
Kurt and his street earrings, just
she literally what was it? It was one of the songs that she made up on Love and Hip Hop that went viral.
I know what you're talking about.
Rashida got bags.
Rashida got bags.
The girl.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I sing that song whenever I remember it. I'm singing it 24/7.
Why would you
I always think about the other part where she said to Rashida,
like, what
my name's Rashida and I rap like Shoddy Low.
My name's Rashida. I rap like Shoddy Low. I think when you go back to some of those clips of Love and Hip Hop and you see Rashida playing her music for Kirk in the car and he's disgusted. She's like, get it on the make him want to.
That song was atrocious.
I love that song.
I sing that all
I was singing it the other day.
That's 24/7 for me.
No, I think I do listen to it regularly, but not.
Oh my God!
Ironically, it's so
ironic.
It's satirical. It's satirical.
Like if you take it as a satirical piece, it is the funniest fucking song in the world.
That's the thing. It's the funniest thing, but it's like for me, it's like I remember having MySpace back in 06 and going through each artist and finding new artists and came across this woman named Rashida. And I said, oh, what does she do? Played bubblegum.
My bubblegum.
And added to my MySpace profile. And then years later, she's on Love and Hip Hop. And I'm like, this can't be the same woman.
No, I remember when Rashida used to get nominated for Best Female Hip Hop Artist on
They played.
They
played like 10 years.
A real thing.
They played. She's been nominated for years straight. But that also shows you, bro, like
Look
there
how
was
far we come
between when Lil Kim going to jail and Nicki Minaj's debut. There was a wide gap.
It was terrible.
There was a wide gap. And once Eve and all them people that wasn't really as interested in doing it no more. I think Trina is a big deal, but she's also very regional. So like Trina's been huge down here, like in the Southeast. But I don't think the rest of the country has ever really like latched on to Trina. It's so like there was like, so many gaps.
Trina had she had a crossover moment with the song with her and Kelly Rowland. That was like it.
Here we go. Here we go again.
And they wore that joint out. I
was listening to that song the other day.
Kelly Rowland has hits. And I also too, I think I have a theory. Walk with me. I think that this year specifically has been a concerted effort to reintroduce Kelly Rowland to the general public.
I agree. I agree.
I think that Beyonce is behind the scenes. I think that she
is.
So, and what I knew is that, and when I knew this is because when she went on tour with Brandy and Monica, when there was pictures of Beyonce showing up in just her black hoodie, I said, "Oh, she's mama's working."
Yeah. She planning something.
I said she's working. She said, "Yeah, Kelly, we getting you in the field." She said, "Michelle's fine. She's doing her Broadway. It's going really well." But she said, "Kelly, we need more from you."
Yeah.
And we're getting to work. When they said she was on that tour, she was sitting in the audience during rehearsals with her notebook. I said, "Oh,
yeah, like she's working."
Yep, I follow a couple of Beyonce stands, and they had snuck a picture of her, and I was like, oh, she behind this rebrand. All right, Beyonce, bring your sister up, because a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people, especially people that was born way after the times, kind of like done this revisionist thing of how Destiny's Child, like, one form broke up, got together, and all this stuff, and how everybody went solo. Kelly was the first one to go solo.
She was.
Yes.
And she had a #1 song with Stole.
Beyonce held her debut album back. So Kelly couldn't establish herself first. Dilemma is one of the biggest songs this century.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She had Dilemma, and then she had her own song Stole on the top 10 at the same time. And I remember thinking, like, this is crazy. Like, for her to, mind you, Destiny's Child had just had like a big tour that came off her. Kelly had the same wig on, y'all. And she had the same wig on with 2 songs in the top 10. And I remember thinking that was crazy. And then, over time, it was just like everybody kind of like forgot that.
No, because
I don't know.
It's true. It's revisionist history.
Once Beyonce actually became Beyonce and took off, I will say there was a shift somewhere in, like, I would say maybe like the mid 2000s towards late 2000s, where R&B stopped being mainstream music. There used to be a time where if you had the #1 song on the R&B charts, it could have easily been the #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
When pop became king again, it became very hard for R&B artists to be mainstream people.
Correct. And Kelly was very clearly an R&B singer, at that time. And so, like, I think that hindered her from the full popular. And also, too, when they came back for Destiny Fulfilled, and they did like the last album, because the thing is, they released those solo projects before ever officially breaking up as a group. And so by the time Destiny Fulfilled comes out, Beyonce is already on the way to being Beyonce. Like, she's already, everybody has their established lanes. Michelle's found God, and then she's like, at this point, she's like perfectly content doing just religion. And so everybody's found their lane. And that's also why, you see after B-Day, Beyonce pivots into I Am Sasha Fierce. Which is a pure pop, lane, because of like the
through.
I don't tolerate I Am Sasha Fierce slander. Everybody's like, and then you start playing them songs and everybody's singing.
I don't understand why people slander it, because for me, it's like, especially during that time period, that album was the best representation of that time period. Not only just pop side, R&B side, even hip hop, because it's telling you how the sounds was changing, how everybody was adopting each genre and changing the sounds.
Yeah,
it's everybody was doing it
all time. Like, if you really think about it,
Single Ladies, like, literally it broke YouTube.
It did.
That music video broke YouTube. Like, it was, people don't understand. That's the thing about Beyonce. She'll never got to break a streaming record or nothing for the rest of her life.
The way I wore that video out,
I broke the internet top 2 and I ain't number 2.
Like, she changed it. She gagged it.
You couldn't escape Single Ladies when it came out.
It was everybody. You go on Saturday Night Live or anywhere, everybody has on these black unitards, with black and white videos, and it is a thing. Just that's what I'm saying. Beyonce has always set the culture of with Cowboy Carter shirt. Now suddenly every brand has a rodeo collection. Y'all notice? Like,
everybody loves a Western aesthetic now.
Everyone loves a Western.
Everybody and their mama got a cowboy boot on.
Renaissance era. Oh, now everybody loves disco balls, and we're all wearing disco.
And I think it's with Beyonce, especially with the Cowboy Carter stuff. I feel like Beyonce has like become accustomed, especially with how trends repeat itself after so many years. Because if you go way back, like say peak like 2000, 2001, the cowboy cowgirl aesthetic came into a lot of fashion. And I
Yes.
don't
Yes,
know if it's
absolutely.
like she's sitting there like, okay, this is about to come. Okay, y'all doing butterfly clips. All right, y'all doing spray painted shirts. Okay, cowgirl aesthetics about to come. I'm
Girl
going to go ahead
aesthetic.
and yank
And
it.
it came back around.
And she is always on the mark to know this is about to be the thing because I think it's also because she lived through it,
Yep.
and she just sees
Mhm.
how things repeat itself. Now, this next one, if she do go straight rock, I'm ready.
I'm
I'm I'm there.
I'm
listen.
ready.
Black
Okay.
Everybody
full
put
black
your
leather.
cowboy
I'm
hats
there.
down and pick up your leather jackets. We got somewhere to
When
be.
I
Beyonce
need
showed up,
Slash up there. I need Lenny Kravitz.
oh
Absolutely.
yes,
Yeah.
oh
Listen,
Lenny Kravitz.
can I admit that Beyonce I live in fear of waking up and seeing that single drop. Beyonce is like a dark cloud hanging over me.
Look,
I'm
she's
so scared. Oh, I'm
scared.
too
Cause
scared. Who
she
else
keeps
scared?
playing
Who else
around with that
scared?
darker hair.
And it's always you got a bill to pay too. It's like,
I
oh my
mean,
It's like
God,
Giselle. Giselle, please don't do this, Giselle. Giselle, please. I'm your
when she
friend. I'm
showed up,
your friend. Don't do this.
please.
when she showed up at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, I said, oh no.
Oh no.
I live in fear of
Like,
what that lady does
I
next.
said, we're starting at F1. I said, oh my
like, oh, I
God.
With
mean,
the
like,
goat.
like with the goat at that. Let's start there. But like I remember her popping. I said, I need y'all to realize very quickly this lady thinks she's Little Richie reincarnated. She's not
Okay.
she's not fucking with y'all alt rock.
If I can find a nice cheap dupe, I want that suit that she wore
Yeah.
for that one. That's probably what I want to wear for the Act 3 concert.
It's
I'm
so
not gonna lie.
tea.
If I find that now, I'm gonna have to find a great pair of Spanx to go with it. But I just talk, gotta keep it talk. Um,
Listen, I've got my leather jacket ready. I'm just saying I need
I
Lenny
don't. I'm
Kravitz.
woefully unprepared. I live in fear.
I
Yeah.
hope
Lenny
she gets
Kravitz is out here looking fine. Come on.
yes.
Slash, you
Exactly.
ain't doing nothing. Come
Slash,
on.
get
You
up.
know, Slash is. I finding out that Slash is part black really like rocked my world.
It's always
Yeah,
so
and his
funny.
brother, what was that? Okay, back in the 90s, there used to be like, what was that clothing line called? But they used to have like these vague things on shirts. It will say like pervert or random stuff. Like anytime you see like people in a magazine with shirts that says
I
like
know
pervert or anything,
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
that's his brother.
Oh,
And I
Really?
recently just like seen a whole video on it, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute,
Let me see if I
your
can
brother, the hell? And
yeah.
then
No.
as soon as I seen a
Crazy.
picture of it, I was like, yeah, I can see it.
You know what? But with hair like that, I should have known. And he has a black nose.
He
Yeah,
does. He does.
That's a
and he's
that.
somebody that needs his flowers too.
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
I think he's a top 3, top 5 guitarist of all time.
Yeah, because
Without
he's
question.
very much the only one I could say that's been able to play with Michael Jackson,
Yes.
Janet
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, I think even Prince.
Yeah.
He's played with almost everybody you can think of.
You
And I mean, the deal with Axl Rose is good lord.
Mm,
That
Axl,
takes a lot of patience and time.
Axl Rose aging has not been kind to you.
At all.
Child,
It
they
has.
might just give him a good lace front and just call it a day because I'm tired.
See, that's the problem. People don't got access to lace fronts, but when you're nasty and you're rude, then sometimes you get left off the island. Speaking of people with good lace fronts, Tyra Banks.
Yes.
Yes,
I
child.
did you watch it? Did you watch
Yes,
it?
I did,
I
and
watched the
I
whole episode. I still got to finish.
I watched the whole thing the day it came out. Soon as I seen it on Netflix, Netflix sent me a notification. Was like, added. I said, "Thank you, Netflix. You come through when you need to." Um, I was home that morning. I watched the whole thing, and everybody that was a part of that panel and a part of that show is responsible for half
It's
the things that
true.
happen to those
Correct.
people. But because Tyra's the face of it, she's going to get bulk of
Yeah.
the blame. And the thing with her and Tiffany, I had watched what was his name, Oliver Twist on YouTube. He had done like interviews with almost everybody from America's Next Top Model, right, over the years. And he had did one with Tiffany years ago, and then he had did one with a couple of girls from that same cycle that told him about certain things Tyra said to Tiffany, that didn't make air. And they all were like, it was god awful. Like, they couldn't believe that she said that. And a couple of them were like saying that they were thinking about packing up leaving as a result of the disrespect because they could not believe she would say that. And I remember thinking, like, wow, she went worse than what she was shown on TV. Like, you screamed at this grown woman like your child.
I was running
And
for you.
and I get it. I understood she was frustrated, but it was just like the anger, it just didn't make any sense to me because it was like you're angry in a way of, yes, she didn't make the first cut. Yes, you guys brought her back. But this anger has gone beyond you caring about somebody. It's now like
It's now
rooted in something.
they're an annoyance to you.
Yeah.
Like, you brought them back and you didn't want them there in the first place, is what it started
And,
to sound like.
and it was just so strange because it was like the young lady admitted her flaws, like
Yes.
the rest of them. But you're yelling at her, telling her like you can read better than any of them. Understandable. Booster up, tell like, look, you can read better than any of them. Try. She just lashed out, and then it was just like other things that came up throughout the cycles about this and that happening. And I mean, we've all seen the TikToks where people have constantly brought up about the makeovers, like the terrible makeovers they gave people,
Man.
and
Because why y'all pull that girl teeth?
like, why'd y'all pull that girl's teeth
Close
and then
that girl gap and then said open it back
Open
up.
it wider.
and open it
Okay.
back up?
Open it back up.
And it was like y'all
It
were
is.
doing dental work on people, and then one of the young ladies, she's still paying for her to this day
Yeah.
because she has no resolved issues. I'm just like, I remember watching that on TV and be like, ain't no way you gonna get all this yank out your teeth and go do a photo shoot in 10 minutes. Get out of my face. I'm
No.
sorry. Like,
No,
that was not
the
reasonable.
girls on that show were going through humiliation rituals.
No, they were. And I
Yes.
will say, like, listening to Ebony talk, and she's like, how she was so relieved to finally get a one-on-one moment with Tyra. She thought, like, she was going to stand up for her. She was going to, like, have her back as a black woman. She was like, actually, everybody's calling you ashy. Can you fix that? Like, she
Yeah,
said,
I
yeah.
can
It's just
believe that.
everybody's
Crazy.
everybody's calling you
Hard.
ashy. And then, I feel two ways about it because yes, these people are terrorists. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and act like the things that would happen on America's Next Top Model were normal,
Right.
reasonable, or even somewhat cool. However, at the time, this was prime television.
The
And
age of reality television humiliation.
I hate being like it was a different time, but it really was a different time. It was a different time. It was a different
Because
time.
it's like, unfortunately, there's no reason I should have been watching that and The Biggest Loser. That's fucking crazy. I was
But
5.
What
That's
got
not
me
normal.
most about like America's Next Top Model and like about the documentaries in particular was that Tyra Banks, yes, they were all at fault. Tyra Banks was also a producer on that show.
Yes.
So she would come on that documentary and be like, I was just the talent. No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
That's
not
No, you weren't.
And then she would come on there
You're an
in the
executive
documentary
producer.
and she would be like, well, this is what the audience wanted. This is your fault, actually. You guys made me take
Like, no,
out.
the way that she deflected, the way she was
no,
crazy.
It was horrible.
This is the problem. This is how I know that pretty privilege is a very real thing. It is a real thing because when you look back and you're like, only somebody like Tyra could get away with this.
Absolutely.
And the reason why is because I've seen a lot of people try to like lie to make themselves feel better. And we talked about this on the Dynamite Diaries, I think, of just saying like people are like, yeah, well, Tyra thinks she's all that. She wasn't even a real supermodel.
That's not
Yes,
true.
she was.
And you know what? I've been seeing the revisions.
You don't gotta like
with
Tyra,
that,
but
and
you
I'm
don't
about
gotta
sick of
lie
that.
either.
Respectfully, unfortunately, she is
Now,
exactly who she thought she was.
The thing that she ever did was on America's Next Top Model, and she took out the live studio audience so that nobody could clap for Naomi Campbell. That's the funniest shit she's ever done.
I mean,
That's not a good lady, but god damn it, she was funny.
She's a hilarious person.
I don't want to, and I know like sometimes we humanize, like the way that we deal with things of people being terrible people or like doing terrible things that we grew up watching and stuff, is like we can say like, oh yeah, they were never all that anyway. They were never who they thought they were.
Yeah.
They were rated.
Which is completely false.
Tyra has always been who she has thought she was.
Is exactly who she is.
Tyra Banks was
Listen, because you can't get away with America's Top Model if you aren't exactly who you think you
Absolutely.
right.
Everyone,
But it was like,
everyone tried to be like, oh, well, she wasn't a model anyways. You know that's not true.
She was
that's absolutely.
supermodel.
She was a supermodel. She was a part of that pack of supermodels in the 90s, which started in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was a group of them. And she was part of that because when you seen any of one of them, you seen the other ones. Because they all went to the same show, was used by the same designers. And they were supermodels. You did not address them as models. It was supermodels.
Supermodels.
Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, at that time, yes, there were other black models, black models, but they were the two, most infamous because they were on every magazine cover. They were on every Victoria's Secret commercial.
Yep.
They were on every single catwalk. E at one time used to show fashion shows, and you will always see Naomi or Tyra, one of the two. And
And they were
they were
closing the
always
show.
on something. Then with Tyra, she
Yep.
started acting. She was on Fresh Prince. Everybody watched Fresh Prince. She's on there. She's in Higher Learning. She's in other movies. We all remember the one with her and Lindsay Lohan.
Oh my God, I love Life Size. I love
Life Size. And Tyra was the first black woman on Sports Illustrated cover.
Yeah.
And I remember that. And I remember in stores, they had that calendar everywhere. And it was not because the other woman was on it. It was because Tyra. She was a huge deal. And it's crazy because with this whole documentary, and it's like, I've been seeing a lot of people be like, I mean, she wasn't that. And I'm like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
I started rewatching them clips of that walk. Oh, that was a nasty walk.
Yes.
You need to understand, lace front wigs were not mainstream until the 2010s.
No.
It was a very, very quietly kept secret. The only two women that immediately come to mind who had access to full lace fronts at that time was Tyra Banks and Beyonce.
Yes. Yes.
And they had them good laces that you didn't know where the fuck it started.
It cost money.
Tyra had you sitting there like, where did it start?
I said even when people are like showing like all of her looks on America's Next Top Model, when she had like that red hair and like the kitten teeth, like that hairline, people didn't have that type of hairline back then. Like, they just didn't. She had access to. I'm gonna be honest, and maybe that's what turned her evil. No one woman should have all that power.
She had a pre-plucked hairline before it was a thing.
Beyonce was probably her nicer variant. I think like at that time, Beyonce was her nicer variant. Tyra was, and when she got that talk show, the Tyra show.
Yes.
When she did that reveal of that picture of her, they caught that swimsuit, and she came out there in that swimsuit. You can kiss my fat ass.
Tyra Banks was on a power trip, and it's okay for everybody to say that because she was.
That's an evil woman, but god damn it, she had it.
And we don't have to sit here and
she can walk.
We're not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, like she was overrated. She wasn't good at her job.
Like she wasn't this, she wasn't that.
She was great at her job. She just happened to be evil. She was
so great at what she did. She just also happened to be a supervillain. Like
hear me out. I think,
but also listen, 2000s reality TV required you to be a supervillain. You have to be moving nice, like you have to be evil reincarnated.
No, listen, 5 minutes into that America's Next Top Model doc, when that guy said, who was the producer? I forgot his name. They said, I also was a producer on Making Band 2. That was all I needed to hear.
See, evil.
Yeah, the levels
evil
of the levels of terrorism that was occurring on American reality TV truly had to be seen in real time to be believed.
It had to be.
And I think about, here's the thing, and I'm not saying that this makes her right, but just imagine being a Black woman during that moment in time. You have all that much power, and you are the only person who knows about full lace front wigs.
You have no choice but to
mind.
move crazy. You have no choice.
Unfortunately,
you gotta think about it,
would be
especially
the
back in
worst
that time.
alive.
Especially back in that time, like I mean, you had like famous hairdressers running around like Kim Kimble, but
Yeah.
like Kim Kimble was not applying a lace front like that. Like Tyra she had the pre-plucked hairline that like
Yes.
You
you
couldn't tell when that wig started and where it
Unclockable.
ended.
She
you
had
had to sit there and be like, "That's a wig, girl. Where?"
access to things, even when they were talking about how, like, at that point when America's Next Top Model came out, UPN was dying and was about to close the doors. They was about to hang up. She had talked to what they said, like 6, 7 or 7 like TV stations trying to pick up that show. That was the last one that she talked to, and that ended up saving the network and doing crazy ratings. At that point, y'all, she could have done a live exorcism on screen.
She could have.
She could have been on national
The
TV and
amount of
assassinated
evil,
someone. There was
nasty
no
shit
taking
that
her
lady
down.
could've done, and she didn't. Like, we talk about, one of my favorite content creators, she posted a video of because her mom just passed from ALS, and she was like, Tyra Banks, when your mom dies from ALS, she makes you do a fucking baseball photo.
Humiliation rituals, right? If you wanted to be a reality star in the early 2000s, you had to go through a couple humiliation
You just had to kiss the ring.
Do
That's
not
the worst part.
listen, you could not, if you had any sense of personal trauma, drama, or anything.
Don't tell them.
It would be brought up.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell
It would be
them.
brought up. Don't say nothing. Don't say
Like
nothing.
reality TV today, it's like it's. I wouldn't say it's much safer. I would say it's a little more.
It's tamer.
It's tamer, and you have more producers that are like, let's not do that, okay?
Yeah.
Because we're going to be all over everything.
Cancel culture is a thing that did
Yes,
not.
you will get dragged across the coals.
But
But
in
you'll
the
also get
early,
sued.
You'll also get
people are
sued.
more willing to sue. They're more willing
like
to sue for the damage
the
caused.
early 2000s, like the reality TV, like there were certain times that they would have random reality TV shows on that I completely have forgotten about until like I watched like a documentary and I'm like, oh my God, I did watch that. That was horrible. Like, you know, the early seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and stuff like that. And The Swan. I remember watching that. I should not have been watching that. Um, you know, the very first season of Making the Band with O Town was terrible. I
Crazy.
watched it every episode, and I remember when they came back, I think it was like season 3, right? Mind you, they hadn't even started the damn album at this point. I'm sitting there like, can we just let them go home? Like, just let them go home, because I'm tired of this. Like, Ashley's arguing with his girlfriend, she's coming down there to argue with him. Jacob is like, I just rather go build houses. I don't have time for this.
My bare
Trevor's
hair.
questioning his blackness. Then you got Danny over there that's just like, I'm the one that can actually sing here. Like, what's going on? And then Eric is just there. Like,
Man,
it was brutal.
hearing O-Town just lit up a part of my brain. If you've never seen the Lou Pearlman documentary, highly recommend. Oh my God.
O-Town, Liquid Dreams.
I think that was also a time with reality TV, especially shows like Making the Band, America's Next Top Model, Project Runway, some of those.
Oh, I love Project Runway.
I love Project Runway.
People were actually going on these shows to do what they actually signed up to do.
Yes.
Everyone wants to build their following now and not actually participate.
They want to be models. They want to actually be.
It happened to my good friend Love Island USA season 6.
Exactly.
Like, I watched it happen in real time.
Now people just want to be famous. What? Go.
Yes, Danny.
You got an attitude, Lyric.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I didn't know.
I'm playing. I'm
right now. It's okay.
Guys, have you ever seen? It's kind of a reality show. It's kind of a game show. Y'all ever seen the show To Tell the Truth?
No,
I've seen maybe one episode of it.
So
I must look this up. Hold on.
The premise of this, it is terrible. The premise of the show is that they hook your ass up to a polygraph before you go, and they ask you the most invasive questions.
And then they put you on national television and they ask you those same questions and they measured, against the first thing to see if you lying on TV. So it's a matter of what you're willing to disclose on TV. And it got canceled because this one girl went on there and she ruined her whole life. She went on there and they asked her, all right, girl, so have you ever stolen money from work? She said yes. So now you don't have a job when you go back. But then it got crazy because they ask her, mind you, your whole family is there and your whole family gets one pass of like something they don't want to hear you answer, and so you can like pass on that, whatever. They have her whole family there, including her husband, including her kids, right? They ask her, they have the husband ask the question. They're like, are you really in love with me? She says no. He starts sobbing. They say, you know what, for the next tier, we're going to ask her, a special guest is going to ask her a question. They bring out her ex-boyfriend. He come out there and he say, if I asked you to leave with me right now, would you leave your family? She says, yes.
Girl.
So now you ain't got no job, you ain't got no family. And actually, she walks out of there with what? So the next question that they ask her after all of that, it pans to the husband. He breaking down, crying. Pans to the parents. They're like, "Why would you do this?" And the last question that she gets to, the question is, "Do you think you're a good person?" And she says yes. And the answer was no. So she walked out of there with fucking nothing. She admits she never loved her man. That she steal from work.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna be honest. She had the plan. She just needed the platform.
She was like, I just need a stage to lay this all out. If I could fake my death and leave this life behind, I would.
I was like, that is the most.
You know what? One of my favorite ones. Wife swap was so fun.
The clips come across my For You page every now and then, and I'm always delighted. Crazy things were happening on Wife Swap.
I love Wife Nanny. Oh my god,
I love
Super Nanny. I watch Super Nanny like every day. I love that show. I don't know why.
What a good show. Sure. I like some of them parents to be in jail.
They should. No. Because I was going to segue that into Toddlers and Tiaras, a personal favorite.
I was watching Toddlers and Tiaras yesterday. Everybody
locked. When they would put them flippers on them girls, them teeth, I used to be like, look at that baby. Look at that baby.
Vaseline on her lips. She got fake teeth in her mouth. I'm like, jail
time.
I have like was crazy, and like you could never do it in 2026 for a lot of reasons, and you probably shouldn't have been doing it then. But man, that was some phenomenal television.
I'm absolutely
crazy.
Yeah, I have like kind of a flipper story, but it was more permanent than that. But it was so when my front fourth teeth fell out on the top, my mom was not having it like at all. And so like I got partials. Like I got this set of partials. Like they weren't implanted, but they were definitely pushed up in there. But anyway, it ruined how my teeth came in. So like my when they finally grew in. So I ended up having to get braces because of it, because my front two teeth had turned in like a door.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's actually worse than flipper. So yeah, sorry to bring the mood down, but
wow,
this is my personal story. Yeah. Crazy childhood.
Yeah, they used to have those babies sitting up there with them false teeth, and I used to be like, "Look at this girl."
Man, could you imagine being 5 years old, face fully caked with makeup, eyelashes on, fake teeth, and then they're like, "Get out there and go dance."
For a 30-second dance routine, mind you, this baby got 10 pounds of hair on her head.
Mind you, they hyped up on sugar because they was giving them kids bags of pixie sticks.
See, my problem was,
and a Red Bull.
I was watching that show, at what age, 8 or 9. I competitive as hell. So I'm like, girl, if you don't lock in, you understand.
Get up there and do that dance. Right?
Get up there and dance.
Do that dance. I didn't watch that. I never watched Dance Moms or Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh my god!
Listen, you gotta watch Dance Moms. Listen, was she verbally berating 10-year-old girls for the entire nation?
One of our last bits of cultural zeitgeist is Dance Moms. I cannot stress that enough. No. Like that clip of Abby saying, "Go get your kid's eye fixed," was fucking disgusting. I will never forget when that shit hit the TV.
Lyric, you have to. It's peak television, right? Terrible things were happening to those little girls for the nation to see.
I was so glad when that show came off TV.
No.
Because I was like,
forget when they sat Melissa in front of the camera, asked her if she loved Mackenzie as much as she loved Maddie, and she couldn't give them an answer. I will never.
She
forget
could.
That.
Mind you, Melissa wanted to ask kiss Abby. Of course, she
lock
loved.
Your
she
ass
liked
up.
Maddie more than Mackenzie. I felt so bad for Mackenzie
clip
on this
that
show.
they cut out of
that
clip that they cut out of Maddie, and she's like, "Well, if I couldn't dance, I'd probably kill myself."
Yeah,
you're 8.
Yes, they gave that little girl some. That girl got PTSD. They gave that little girl PTSD.
I think about what Mackenzie and Maddie were going through behind the scenes because their dad left sometime around the end of the show.
There is a clip of Maddie and Mackenzie talking, and Maddie was like, "Yeah, my dad never took care of us, so I was the one at 6 years old.
I was doing all of it. It was just me and Kenzie while mom was at work, and I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have been doing that."
I watched Bring It.
I watched that too.
I watched Bring It. And Bring It was just very on point at that time because I was on a all black marching band with an all black majorette team at the time. And they were, keep in mind, Bring It was set in Alabama and then they opened up in Atlanta. So they were doing touring and doing circuits through South Carolina at that time. So everybody wanted to start a majorette team. And we got this. So
can I just for clarification's sake, they were in Mississippi.
They were. Oh, sorry. It was
no, because my sister was a majorette during time. She had a competition with them, and we were there all day long. I wanted to leave.
Everybody wanted to see the dolls at that point.
True. It's true.
When they were on those southern circuits doing those tours, throughout the Southeast, everybody wanted to see the dancing dolls. And then not just them, the people that they saw, Prancing Tigerettes. Who else was it?
Oh my God. My sister wanted to be a Prancing Tigerette. My friend wanted to be a Prancing Tigerette so bad, but she was so mad at my mom when she said no.
Because here's the thing. The Bring It show both the ugly and the best sides of majorette in the sense of a lot of parents realize I'm not doing that shit, bro. That type of commitment, I ain't got it. We can't afford it. I don't got time for it because
Jackson regularly.
It's just as much of a commitment on the parents as it is the actual dancers. You gotta be there in practice with your kid, but you can't say nothing either. So you gotta sit there, wait, you are essentially an Uber. That's it.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's why all them parents did was sat out there and argued and yelled at each other. They had nothing else better to
do. And I think that was why it was so easy for a lot of the parents to really truly make their kids' lives their lives too, because what else you can do?
You get caught up in it. You half on the team now.
It was the same thing with Dance Moms.
Yes,
because you would honestly across both these shows, you would listen to them talk and you'd be like, "Oh, we not talking about the kids."
No.
It was if
being in such close proximity to people 24/7 and y'all kids in competition, so inevitably y'all get in competition. Crazy.
Them mamas used to get in. I think about Selena. Selena really projected her entire life onto Sanjay.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. And then once the twins came, it was
didn't want to work.
Man. Them twins just made me mad. They cool. I want to be there. They funny, but I used to be like, girl, if you don't want to dance, get out the studio.
The twins
playing in people's studio.
Absolutely.
The twins reminded me of, if you ever watch another Cinderella story of how the twins of the Cinderella story always are, the stepsisters, of just y'all don't want to work. Y'all don't work.
Y'all don't want to be there.
That's not what y'all are here for. You don't want to do that. That's okay.
Selena wanted to be a dancer.
Yes.
You could tell. And she was just like, all right, if it's too late for me, we gonna make it. We gonna make these girls do. They're gonna actually live out my dream. For me, that's gonna be great. And they don't get a say actually. Wow, this was a great reality television discussion. I think we should talk about a little bit of wrestling.
Wow, great. I was going to say, because I was really about to bring up my favorite brand of reality TV, which is the black reality television, like Bad Girls Club, Flavor of Love, Charm School. That's where I live.
Lord.
That's where I live. I love charm school.
The whore jumped out.
Or jumped out
Or
and
jumped
then jumped back in.
Crazy. Is this who we are?
Is this what we represent?
Dani, when you posted that video for my birthday, I forgot that we have that recorded. I'm scared to ask you, what all do you have? But I don't think I want.
Oh, I've got plenty. Don't worry about me.
Don't tell me that.
You were drunk as fuck before Ring of Honor.
Man,
we both were, but you were. You were.
No, like, to this day, I don't think I've. And I don't even think it was just drunk. I think I was also about to it was a heat stroke too because it was so hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Like, it was so hot, and we were at that cookout. They didn't have no ice, so we're drinking.
I was out there drinking hot liquor,
Girl,
I would never forget y'all telling me that. I'm like,
they
didn't have no ice out there, so we were just drinking hot liquor. I was like, why would you do that?
So it was something about All In Weekend. I felt so friendly. I wanted to show up to everybody staying. Like, I wanted to see everybody. If anybody was there, if I knew you were there, I was gonna make an effort to chill with everybody at least for an hour. And the thing is, we was already on a limited schedule because we had been at StarCast that entire day. So we went straight from standing in that hangman line for about 2 hours at that point, and so straight under the heat because we're outside, and we go straight from there, call an Uber to the park where the cookout was. And so this is hot liquor. Keep in mind, at this point we couldn't even get water at StarCast because they started charging people for water.
They said, hey man, our little water cooler ran out, you're gonna have to buy these bottles.
They said,
they said buy these bottles, baby. They're $2 a pop.
We are on the way, and at this point I actually have liquor in my book bag because I was supposed to bring some to the function. There was so much had to happen that day. So we're in this Uber there, and then we get there, and then we start drinking. And
mind you, the function is over at this point.
Listen,
there's barely anybody there.
I am drinking just straight liquor and eating Raising Cane's chicken tenders. That's it.
Oh my god.
Luckily there was a lot of them, so I will say, at least I was full. I can honestly say, I was full.
And I can't even say nothing because I didn't contribute at all. I brought nothing. So my ass could have brought the ice.
I brought it. So I brought it. And so we Uber to was that Supercar? Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard.
I am not okay. I am seeing sounds and hearing colors.
Mind you, I would still dead asleep if me and Chloe got them Supercar to honor.
I'm talking to Dani, but no, I'm not even on the phone because she's right next to me. I'm like, bro, having such a good time. This is so fun. I said, it's not even over. I said, we're about to go to Supercar to honor. We got tickets because I was even more excited because Dani got a ticket. I thought I was gonna have to go to Supercar by myself. But no, but she ended up getting a ticket. I said, we're having so much fun. We made videos in that Uber. I don't think I've seen them all.
I've got them. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Please.
Everybody's waiting on this big public fallout between me and Lyric, and that's what.
And all those videos are going to be posted when it happens. It's going to be a PR fallout.
Yep, exactly.
So they can go their own separate ways.
Oh, I'm controlling this narrative.
We have to. No, we. I wonder what are we going to use that for? It has to be to push something big, the PR fallout.
Well, we should do it for the end of the fundraiser because we keep trying to decide. We need y'all's help of what we should do at the end of the fundraiser if we hit the target. What is big enough and so out of character.
Unfortunately, I don't think people are going to believe it. I think people know. People.
Y'all have been trying to plan this for almost 6 months. We know.
People know, bro. Dani actually really likes me so much, and you want to know how I really knew? She was the first person to call me on my birthday. She was the first person to call me. She called me.
I was awake.
It was 12:05.
There she goes, right? Dani, the nonchalant gimmick is not working.
And proceeded to stay on the phone for almost 2 hours. Just talking.
The only people are going to believe it is if you guys unfollow each other.
Oh no! Dani wasn't following Lyric for a while.
Yeah,
What the hell?
She literally blocked her and was like, "Hey guys, I have a surprise plan for her birthday. Can you guys can you guys like send me stuff for her birthday if you want?" And I was like, "Girl, give me like
Wait,
3
you
hours."
said that? You know
You
what?
didn't send that shit out. Hey man,
Jalen,
She sent me
I
a
was going
text.
to send her a birthday gift with all of the messages attached. It has not arrived. So
I
thank
was like,
you for
mind you,
telling
I got
everybody
no
about it.
response, no update. I
Supposed to be
didn't
a
know what the plan was.
surprise.
I was like, I'm thinking this is already sent out. My bad.
No,
I'm thinking video
She sent me a
compilation.
text and said, "I'm blocking you, but don't take it personal." But
That's so ominous. What does that mean?
Danny says she sends me crazy stuff like that all the time. So I'm like, okay, sure. Like the other day, she texted me. What was the middle of the night about? Was Dr. Seuss?
She
Of
said
all
Dr. Seuss
things.
was a piece of shit.
She sent me.
He was. That's
She
the
sends
truth.
She sends me this log thing to read about. Yeah. Do you want to know more about Dr. Seuss? And I'm like, sure. Right. So, but that's also why I didn't look into it at all. Like when she's like, "Oh, I'm blocking you," like sometimes she does that to just keep me humble. So I'm like, okay.
She said she got to knock you
I'm
down
gonna
a few
block
pegs
you
every
real
now and
quick.
then.
No. She does. I'm not even the only person she does it to. It's okay. Like,
No, you're not.
I wouldn't be shocked.
yeah, no. Whenever Danny makes a new friend and she doesn't want them to know that she actually cares, like she'll be like, "Oh yeah, let me block you just for a couple months, just so you know. Remember your."
That just is typical behavior. This is crazy.
Yeah. No, it's actually kind of crazy. Oh, so where's the video?
Dani does what she wants, and I like it.
So when are the messages coming? Did you not hear me, or she's just not gonna say anything?
That's a silence.
Like she froze. She's been sitting there for 40 minutes. Like
that's what I thought. She had froze for a second. I was just like, oh no.
No, here's the thing. I'm going to totally act surprised. It's funny because so I was gone on my birthday and the entire week after. So I just got home. So like I'm just now getting people's birthday gifts, like either like that were delivered or like our kids still coming. So like are people giving me stuff now that I'm finally back home. So like I've been acting like as if it just struck midnight on my birthday every single day for the last week. So it's been really fun.
And actually, you should do it sometimes.
Yeah, I think I deserve the entire February. Actually, the entire Pisces season. I've decided I'm just going to take it.
And you want to take the whole season?
Hell yeah.
Yes, why not?
Why not? I mean, go ahead.
It's the first time I've actually ever claimed it. But like the everybody was so nice to me this year. Like, I got early gifts this year, on time gifts this year, late gifts this year. Just we haven't stopped rolling.
Gifts the whole month. I know that's right.
Everybody's super nice. Oh my gosh, guys, you want to see what one of my best friends got me?
No.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, leave window cracked open. I'm coming for that.
Lemonade on vinyl. Chloe, every time you say that,
leave the window open. Leave the window cracked.
I be showing some of the stuff that I get. Chloe, yeah, that's so great. Leave your window open.
Hey, don't let me catch you slipping. Right, I will take it.
I got the AEW DC comics, but I bought those for myself. I just now got them.
Can you still get them?
I don't know. They were in my local comic store. So
no, I don't want to go to a comic store.
And I got Way of the Blade AEW edition. Excited to dive into
I really liked it. It's really good.
Yeah, and it's funny because like my best friend from college bought it for me, but she knows nothing about wrestling. She just knows like I had a list that I actually wrote for Christmas of things that like I plan to buy for myself eventually, but if anybody wants to like speed up the process and buy it for me, I'll never say no. So she was like, yeah, Lyric, like I went to add in my cart, but she said, I'm so scared that I've read the description. I was just like, I didn't know if that was like, all this about blood and all this, and they said it's like really, really graphic. And I said, yeah, that's how I like it, man.
Yeah.
But
she thought she had to do a cleanse after reading that description. She was like,
she's gonna need to, she just put it in the cart, put her hands up right after.
Like,
there's nothing more I can do for my sister now. But if you like it, I love it. It's funny because like this year makes 3 years officially since I've started doing like the wrestling thing officially, and it's just like my But like my OG friends they're like, oh yeah, she's serious and it's not going to go away. So everybody's been trying to like make an effort in their own ways to kind of like learn what I do. They're still terrified, but I appreciate the effort. Like they're absolutely terrified.
That's a good thing that they're making an effort to understand it and implore and try to be like, hey, girl, I ain't watching all this blood and guts, but here's that, by the way.
It only took 20 years, but who's counting?
This wine is hitting me.
I can tell Dani has been smacked for like the last.
That's why she was over there grinning to herself for a while.
And that's also
I looked up, I'm like, why is she grinning to herself? What's going on over there? I was like, she gotta be smacked.
She got good person allegations and didn't even fight back. And that's how I knew. I said, like, well, Dani hates people knowing that she's a good person.
Yeah, don't tell people that.
Dani was like, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
It's so funny because bro, we talk so much now. I feel like, oh my gosh, people are going to never believe that you're so nice to me. She's like, you can't tell anybody. Like, you can't,
like, she's like, you're fucking up my street cred. Like, please.
You're literally going to ruin the
street cred.
Like you're ruining the illusion. Okay.
Ruining the illusion. Here's the thing. Because I'm like perfectly fine. Like, yes, you want people to think you're kind or whatever. What I don't want people to think is that they can play with me, especially men. So if y'all keep coming on here,
Dani, let me be honest, that has never been a concern.
Nobody's ever thought that.
I sometimes ever my timeline. I'm like, who is Dani talking to like this?
Nobody has ever thought that about you ever.
That's all I worry about. It's like I just know if you're a man, you do.
Unfortunately, listen, I've gotten so much better at just shutting shit down, and it's really nice, you know.
You know what I've started doing, honestly. Like, it's really funny because there's a lot of ways to disarm them. You can insult them, obviously. You can find their credit score. You can ruin their life. Divorce files are public.
I love that doxing is never off the table.
No, hey,
if I can find your last name, you will be found. Don't worry.
Hey, if you want to take it to hell, I'm already there. I brought a chair. But what I've started to do now is I've started to just like, men will comment really weird things on like BGW, and I'm like, that was kind of rude. And 9 times out of 10, they will apologize. It's like, why would you say that? Shut the fuck up. Hey, that was kind of mean. Why did you say that? I'm sorry, I just got really worked up. Don't do that anymore.
I'm gonna be honest. You're one of the only women I see men force themselves to apologize to.
Good.
You call people out, I ain't gonna lie, they get real shook. They say, whoa, my fault, big sister.
Like, my fault.
Well, thank God somebody else is taking it. Because I got tired of that years ago. I used to chastise them.
I like it.
I don't get in the field like that no more. I really don't. I
have no desire to do that.
Listen, man, I was terrible in the field.
I served my time in fandom federal prison. Like, I don't need to argue.
It makes my day. I love it.
I listen, sometimes it gets the blood flow going, but it's like at this point, it's like, who the fuck am I gonna argue with? TERFs hate doing that.
Well, it's just a thing of, it's like, we all say it all the time that it's like, if a woman has an opinion, it's gotta be 10 other men to be like, oh, no, shake their finger. And it's like, there was several times, like years ago, I would just make an opinion being like, that match wasn't okay, could have been better, whatever. Not trashing any performer, whatever. And then it'd be 5 different dudes be like, oh, well, you trying to say he sucks or blah, blah. And I'm like, well, since you want to say it, okay, he does suck.
Matter of fact,
I would be in the field arguing with these 5 dudes for 5 days, and I would not let up. And then I would chastise them about, well, I mean, you're arguing with me. I mean, you clearly aren't getting laid. You're not getting anything done. Have you washed your ass? Like, I would just go into these things of just humiliating them. And
your worries.
And I would do it over and over because for me it was comical. Because it was like, why are you arguing with
hilarious.
Me?
You look a mess.
It entertains me. You look silly. Like,
you look silly.
Yeah.
I've said nothing for you to come at me sideways.
Right, and we're all allowed to have different opinions. And it's like, some of them, especially back then, it's like, especially when like the indies was still like a big prominent thing. And you would have a lot of those guys come off the indies, and a lot of these dudes would be like, well, I was tape trading in 97. Well, fucking great for you. I was a child. Like,
that's what I love.
They hate
about that.
I love telling them your age and where you were ruin their day.
I'm like,
I
hey
was in
guys.
2002.
I'm like, hey guys.
I don't know what the fuck
here's
was
the
going
funny
on in the
thing.
last
The
picture.
Attitude Era ended 2 years before I was even thought of.
Right, and that's
I don't
why
know
it's
what you
like
did the last millennium.
that's why it's so weird because it's like every once in a while, like the other night, like I have hardly been on like my X app. If I get on there, I like for instance, I respond to Lyric and a few others. Why? Because I like certain people. Okay, everybody else, listen. I've had DMs that have not been read for 2 months. Listen. Life is life, and I got on there the other night, and it was just like. I'm watching dudes that I've known doing podcasts, and they're arguing with this girl that clearly wasn't born until like 2005. And I just like when the DMs went up, I was like, "Hey, dog, she wasn't born to '05. Stop it.
Like,
Like,
bro.
cut
That's
it
not your
out.
peer. That's not
Like
your
she
peer.
It's not
don't.
fair.
That's why I
I'm
love
like, she
telling
don't know
your
anything
peer.
about this. Like, I'm sitting there trying to make him understand. I was like, dog, I get you feel away, but she don't know anything about AJ Styles until now. Like, let her
It's like,
live.
bro, like, because it's like people need to realize it's like you're 40, you're arguing with a 20, you're arguing with a 20-year-old man.
You see
Yeah.
how silly you look.
Truly,
You
like,
see,
because it's like I don't. Unfortunately, I'm 21. I don't even want to hear people wrestling opinions from people younger than me. Because at least I go back. I'm willing to go into the archive, find
Yeah.
what I want to see.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, listen. Sometimes if it piques my interest, I'll go see it. But outside of that, don't ask me about
What
nothing
I'ma do?
old.
Oh,
I-
well,
I-
you
I
wouldn't.
keep
You
to
wouldn't have
myself.
survived in the fucking 70s. You wouldn't. Well,
yeah, you're right. You're right. Right. I love being born about the times. I like arguing on the internet and DoorDash.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, nigga. I love AO3 and Amazon
DoorDash
Prime. I don't know
Listen,
what y'all do.
I love archive of our own Chipotle and
DoorDash, man.
unlimited internet access.
I like to
Listen, I love Insomnia Cookies. I love Yuri and Yowie. I love Goodreads.
I don't know how y'all used to get down.
I don't know. I don't know
You
what it's
wouldn't
like
have
to have a
survived.
dial-up.
You
Like,
wouldn't have
And
survived
I'm
the
here to say
Attitude
right now,
Era. And
we
you're
don't
right.
care.
You're right.
It's funny
that's
because
my
like
lifestyle.
Attitude Era was not that good. I'm sorry,
It
but it
wasn't.
sucked.
yeah,
It's
they be
because they
like,
were allowed to be terrible people.
bro, they
At
And
one
I
show
grew up
chance.
through it. I
these
watched
people
it,
that show
and
you
man, it was
different
bad.
perspectives and be like, bro, don't you remember how awesome this was? I'm like,
No!
all
It's
right.
like, okay, for instance,
mind you, they'll be like, the Attitude Era was so awesome and show you some bullshit.
Bullshit.
like, on Pluto TV, like TNA has like their own streaming channel,
Yeah,
right? And I sometimes get in a kick where I turn it on because like they show like the old episodes of TNA, and every time I see a pair of pants and I'm like, I know which one this is. This one was fucking horrible. This was terrible. This was disturbing. And every single time I'm like, yes, this was the bad one. Okay, we're going to another bad one. Because the early days of TNA, yes, they had great performers. But baby, woof. Um, every episode had me like, what is going on?
we were in hell. Early
Like,
TNA, like outside of that X division, and eventually the Knockouts division. Ooh,
yes,
spooky, spooky.
terrible.
Don't ask what was going on there.
It's funny because
Nothing good.
in our Airbnb in Greensboro during Revolution weekend, like I will say everybody was in full Sting mode. So like on the TV, the big TV in the Airbnb living room, there was I had Sting's TNA history playing because TNA had put like together like this 8-minute, 8-hour
Mhm.
video of like all
Yes.
his moments. So we had it playing in the background, and it's going in chronological order. So like sometimes you look up and you're watching some of the coolest stuff you've ever seen. Sometimes you looking up and you're like, they had the GOAT doing what? They had him doing
Just some bullshit.
like
In the
just
rafters for months. I will never forget that. Sting was hanging in the rafters for like 7 months, it felt like. And I'm like, so am I supposed to care that Sting's up there?
it was
And
bad.
then it became a point where it was like, hey, is Sting up there? Don West, stop talking about whatever Kevin Nash doing. Is Sting still up there? Because it's been about 8 months now.
Like, no, it's like
It gets to a point.
Is he still
I-
there? Is he?
I will
is he
say
alive?
the main event Mafia. I will never forget you. Derogatory.
Listen,
I
It was
think
a mess, but
the
funny
main event
mess.
Mafia those days. I remember when Booker T first got the TNA. He's like, for those of y'all who want to know why I left WWE. You'll have to read my book coming out very soon, and all coming out very soon in every major retailer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When he got in the ring, was fighting and had the mic in his hand, was doing commentary and fighting at the same time. I was just like, we have lost the plot, but I'm fine with it.
We've lost the plot. I think it's so interesting now because for me, I think when I first started like doing this thing wrestling seriously, it was like it comes through. I think in order to prove myself, it's just like, okay, I need to be watching wrestling 24/7 all the time. And I'm not saying like I don't enjoy it,
Not
right?
me. I don't believe in that.
I did enjoy it because I really did enjoy it, and I do enjoy it. Like last night, that's how I knew I was hungover. I decided. I said I haven't watched wrestling just because in a long time, of just because like I want to rather than because like I feel like I have to, or it's on the schedule or something. So I said I went on New Japan World and I just picked something random. I ended up watching an Okada Naito match from 2016, and it was amazing. And I was like, this felt so good when I'm watching wrestle without a gun in my head. This is amazing.
Yeah, never. I never understood whoever came up with that notion when it came to like writing about wrestling, podcasting, or anything with it, where you had to watch wrestling 24/7 to basically feel legitimate or be legitimate.
I don't believe in watching wrestling 24/7.
I agree with
I
you,
never did.
but I also think that
Listen, I barely turn on Dynamite.
it took me a long time to get comfortable with that, of just like to be secure enough in myself and my work to where I felt like I didn't have to. And I think also too, I think it was the nature of what I was writing about. I think like Puro spaces specifically, like don't get me wrong, Twitter as a whole is very anti-women and like very like resistant to new voices.
Yes.
But Puro spaces especially is just like you gotta check in.
Unfortunately, you got to know someone over there before you say anything.
Really do.
You got to check in with people.
I think about like my first year, I wouldn't even get acknowledged by a lot of folks, which hey, I guess it comes with it. Nobody owes you a platform or anything like that. And then I think it took people realizing like, oh, I was serious of just like, like I go to New Japan shows regularly, like not just as much as I go to AEW shows, sometimes if not more, right? Like of just when like people have to see you regularly before they even like think about taking spirit, especially for women, especially me being like Black and everything. And so I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, like I have to know everything about everything at any given moment in time, or else like, what if I'm on Fraud Watch or like, it's so nonsensical now in hindsight, but I was really scared.
No, like
you should, like that feels valid.
I followed you basically the entire time that you've been writing. And so people used to get online and press you about stuff. I was like, what the fuck they got?
Yeah.
Like people used to get online. I will never forget the week of World's End. They tried to press you. That shit was crazy.
And you want to know that weekend is one of my biggest regrets, in the sense of not because of people saying things to me. It was because I think about how I was in Japan on having the time of my life. Like that was probably the best experience in my life, period. Not even just wrestling. It's that best time ever. And I think about the fact I spent so much of it arguing with strangers on the internet. I was in that Stardom show. I was in Tokyo Dome City Hall arguing with somebody on the internet, a faceless account, about what was it? It was like All Japan and NXT were collabing. And right in front of me, I looked, Donna Del Mondo was dissolving. They decided they was just gonna break up right in front of me. And I'm on Twitter. Mayu Iwatani and Shuri are wrestling at my presence. And I am arguing on Twitter with somebody at the crib in their mom's basement right now. Like, of just what? And I walked over to the Tokyo Dome and checked in for my credentials, because I'm credentialed for the Tokyo Dome. And I just spent so long arguing with people on Twitter. And that I will say that was a shift for me. After that trip, I was like, all right, this can never happen again.
Because Twitter isn't real. It's not real.
It's not real.
So I footed this bill I put myself here. I'm leaving with something. I'm telling y'all that. I did 8 shows in 7 days. No, in 9 days. Yeah, no, so I was there, yeah. And I nobody, it put a lot of perspective. Those early days were crazy. And a lot of people don't even know because like my account has expanded so much.
Yeah.
It's rough because like
child of God.
Oh man, it's rough.
My God, you couldn't say anything because I've been watching you since Dynamite Diaries was so on Body Slam.
Yeah, it was the Dynamite book.
Dynamite book.
Yep.
Like
Dynamite book.
Which, mind you,
But
someone's stealing your aesthetic. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Let's talk about that. Hold on.
And then got you blocked.
We got fans. We have fans.
You know what? I know because I feel like we don't ever really talk about this. Lyric and I think, period. For some reason, people like to, I don't know. Sometimes we see some replications. That's what I'll say. I wasn't
seeing double when I seen certain things up on the time because you know.
No. I will say,
okay,
Sierra,
I'm getting old and I've been questioning my eyesight.
Music note, girl. I said, wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. Like,
no. You know what? And you know what? I will also add though. I think that a lot of times people also like. I'm like, that's my joke.
They do be stealing your jokes on the timeline. Yep. I see it.
And it's accounts that are 2 times, 3 times bigger than me or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So actually, it literally happened last week. And I told a joke. And then then someone else repeated it. And everybody's like, no, wait, Danielle fell for that stupid fucking joke. Right. So mind you.
You told the joke to start with.
You told the joke to start.
Where'd we lose it? So you know what? I will just say, I think imitation is the highest form of flattery. We've been ignoring it. Lyric and I have never really acknowledged anything.
I don't because the thing is, I don't think that there's a reason to. Like even when we switched over to the Dynamite, when we switched over to the Dynamite Diaries, it wasn't because we thought people were we just wanted a fresh start.
We wanted to do something different, and we wanted to own it.
Yeah, and we just wanted to own it. And I think also too of just, as you could tell, we literally just did this pop-up stream today. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of planning sometimes that goes into some of the stuff that we do. So it really shocks me when like people steal it because it's just like, whoa,
why would you want that?
We just go down these neurodivergent rabbit holes of just like, you know, of just all these, just something pops up. Sure, let's do it. Yeah, the fundraiser, cool. Even like the whole fundraiser concept of just how we started doing like the holiday stream. I don't think. Like we'll talk about doing stuff, but until it actually happens, I think we'd be shocked. Like I actually am surprised we actually did the stream today because we really came together like
last night.
Yeah, and barely came together. Like Danny was like, "Yeah, are we still doing this?" I said, "I'm be honest, I'm in the club." And if you can tweet it out, then sure. I said
usually it's the opposite.
I know. Yeah, I rarely go out, so it was like, wow, this is weird. Oh my gosh, are we doing like Parent Trap? Are we swapping? That's crazy.
But just generally, it's just like really funny because it's like I also think it's hilarious because at the same time that you're getting like the misogyny and the racism, it's like I will also add there's like the vast majority of things that I see is great because I block everybody else. I don't give a fuck. But it's also like, on the other end, it's like, oh, okay, but you also do. Some of y'all wish you were girls. That's what we really need to get into.
Wake it up.
Because
you are correct. You are correct.
Some y'all want to be girls real bad, and that's fine. Live your truth. I'm an ally. But you're talking to me crazy because you've got some unresolved feelings.
I think it's deeper than that. I don't even think it's like exactly want to be girls. I think it's wanting to be a part of the community that girls have. I think like I think it's very much so of just like it's a culture thing. And I think whenever men feel left out of, you know, like especially for example, good example, the way that we talk about All In Texas, right? Yes. Like if you ask a man what was the best parts of like what were the highlights from All In Texas, it's going to be a very different answer from what we say. Like when we start talking about the stuff that was happening, most men don't even know those things were happening. They didn't know, like, you know, friendship bracelets exchanges and like art swaps,
photo cards.
They have no idea like camaraderie and some of these lines of Stark. They didn't know this was happening.
No, not at all.
like we have a whole different secret sub universe that's happening, a secret sub community that's happening. And like when men find out about it and then they realize like, oh, does this make you more comfortable being here? Why does it exist? Where all these girls are coming to these shows and they're not dressed up in flip flops and shorts. Like they're actually
fully dressed up, coordinated outfits.
This is an event. Hello?
Who are they here for? Who are they here for? Who are they here with? Etc.
And it's like we're just having fun.
One time,
a foreign concept to them.
Right? They wouldn't know anything about having fun.
No, because they're doing all of this so that they can look cool to other men.
Listen, they don't want friends; they want fans. Y'all want fans,
and you want Big Bro to be.
You want to be admired. You want to be adored.
You want Big Bro to look at you and be like, "You did a good job. You did a good job.
You're all right with me, bro.
You cool with me, dog."
You want your big homies to pay attention to you. That's what's happening. Like
grown ass
not big homies.
Yeah, big homies. Like you realize very quickly how many people on that app are little homies of someone.
And I'm be honest, you also realize it in real life when you start looking at them longer than like, oh, there's
definitely a lot of
you want him to like you. You want him to like you.
As somebody who went to both WrestleMania week last year and I went to All In Texas week, everything on the internet became so clear. Once you spend any time around these people. Listen, I know we boiled it down to a lot of just meaningless Black Twitter drama when they've had that group leader conversation, but it is real.
So I literally said group leader.
They had the group leader. You want Big Bro to like you.
And
it's really weird. I don't get it.
Like there's several of them. There's several group leaders. There's everywhere. Like, and it's throughout. Like wrestling spaces.
It's a bunch of them. Yeah.
White people doing it. It happens in the Black wrestling spaces too. Like it's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like people really checking in. They checking in.
Look, Big Bro say jump. You asking how high and where.
And it's crazy. So from my experience, when I was just like. My profile picture, I've told you guys before, I used to have a meme every time. I didn't have my face. And I would go to like indie shows and stuff like that. Only very few people knew what I looked like because they had seen me before, right? When I would go to these spaces and stuff like that, like years ago, didn't have that problem in person, right? It was never this like, oh, big homie's here, I gotta act like this, or, let me, meet your leader and all this stuff. It was never like that. Everybody was on the same accord. We're all here at a show, having a good time, blah, blah, blah. When I started getting pushed in certain direction where my work started getting more recognized by bigger people with bigger followings and stuff, and I started getting pushed into those spaces, and the first thing I would recognize was like, okay, you don't have a mind of your own. Okay, you're doing this, but I know 14 other people doing the same thing. And then it's like with the Black wrestling space, like I've told Lyric this for years. I was never included. Myself, Leslie, and a whole bunch of us was never included. Mind you, we were the most prominent ones covering like Puro, Joshi, Indies, anything. And we were just never included because a lot of them were like, well, we don't watch that stuff. And it's like, I get it.
I gotta do it.
But we're creatives in this space. Why not include us? And they would always do that whole thing, and we all see it all the time. Like, we got to come together, be one as one. And I'm all for that.
And
come together, be one as one. But here's the problem. I can't come together with you if you got 3 to 4 people that have constantly have to have an issue with somebody, and they don't even make sense of the issue. Or they have an underlining of I don't like this person and the other person don't even know what the problem is. I've had that multiple times. I had that happen last year.
Man,
baby girl had a problem with me and I didn't know we had a problem.
That happens to me.
And then it came to me.
One-sided beef.
Right. So
all the
mind
time.
you, when this was brought to me, I'm like, this is crazy. You have me blocked and I never even talked to you. This is weird. And
who are you?
Like, I don't have time to. If I have beef with you, you know it's a problem. Because one, I'm gonna come to you and tell you, hey, I got a problem with you, and this is where you have me effed up at. Okay. If I haven't came to you and said we have a problem, and you are telling other people we have a problem, and now they're looking at me, and I'm sitting there like, who are you talking about? If I had to say who twice, then clearly there's a problem. And there's a lot of that from just conversations I've had, especially being in spaces where it's like this person don't like that person, and then I'd be like, well, why don't you like that person? Because I'm sitting there trying to figure out what is the issue. Because I've worked with this person or known this person for years, and they'd be like, well, I just don't like that they do this or that, or they don't uh do this or watch this or blah blah. And I'm like, it's wrestling.
Like,
You can watch what you want to. Wrestling should never been taken this damn serious.
That's
It
the
never
thing. Is like
has.
what wrestling, pro wrestling content creator Twitter beef. Are any of those words in the Bible?
No. And none of them realize,
none of this
like,
conversation is of God. This is senseless nigga babble.
and none of them realize, like, I've had conversations with people. I've had conversations with people in the business.
Them is real because they don't have a real life.
They don't have friends.
Exactly.
Like, you guys
And I've had conversations with people in the business, especially the ones that they constantly go up with or go up for. And I've had conversations with them over the years, even in recent times, and they be like, I don't get it. Like, why are they acting like that? Or they'll sit there and be like, this is not what wrestling's about. Like, this is crazy. Like, I've been in so many situations. Like, a couple years ago, I went to Pride Weekend up in Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy because, mind you, I hadn't been out to like an indie show in a while because, COVID happened and all that stuff, right? And it was weird because I get there and I'm like, this is funny because some of y'all is on the internet running around with my name in your mouth for no reason because we never talked. I get there, you would have thought I was big homie. Everybody that was talking about me came up to me with like,
And
hey girl. I'm like,
that's
hold
what it
on.
really comes down to. And I'm really glad that I'm glad that I at wrestling shows now I'm rarely alone. So like other people have seen this. With my Twitter and my in real life experiences look nothing alike. I've never gone to a show where people aren't just like so mind-blowingly nice to me. It's actually kind of scary. I get really overwhelmed. Danny knows this. Like, where were we? I forgot where we were.
We're in a hotel. We're in my hotel.
We were in we were in your hotel, and like I was trying to get in the elevator, and somebody literally stopped me and like, are you weird? I was like,
no, wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I hate to unplug my mic.
I ate like it, and it's crazy because like if I went on my Twitter account like right then, I'm probably getting called some type of slur.
I also like
when we were at Starcast, we were working. Everyone was like, "Is that weird?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Being at the after party, and then we're like, "We're finna go," and Lyric get pulled in conversation. I was like, let me just
girl, the Uber's here.
We're gonna be here for a while if we don't.
But that's what gets me. Honestly, I don't know how to say this without. Like I said, all of this to me is just. I also understand, like, I don't make any money off of this, so it is all shits and giggles. This is purely a hobby. This is purely shits and giggles to me. I just think, is that not like embarrassing to like?
No, it's very embarrassing.
To have to walk up to someone and be like, man, you're big homie on Twitter. Are you not embarrassed?
I think for me, I've gotten to the point to where I genuinely, especially from my experiences on both a professional and a personal level, and like when it comes to Black people in wrestling spaces, I genuinely want people to exceed so much to the point to where I'm completely fine if I am not I am not what you like to get there. Just like I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my gosh, like if I want to do this, I gotta check in with Lyric. I actually think that's a terrible idea.
Just the concept of having to check in with somebody.
Check in.
To make wrestling.
The concept of being like, let me tap dance for this person so they'll let me.
Like, hello?
No,
I don't check in with me. I don't check in with myself. I actually I'm very unstable in multiple ways. Sure, thank you.
No, not you. I meant like the concept is odd.
But yeah, but I'm just saying of just like I don't think that we should ever be to a point, especially for a community that's already so small. You should be able to just pick up your podcast mic or pick up your pen and start writing without feeling like
as a woman,
you will never.
It's so
Yes,
freeing, right?
yes.
As
It's
a
so
woman,
freeing.
if you're a
Correct.
man,
As a
put that
woman.
podcast.
If you're a
But
man,
put the
we're
podcast mic
under my
down.
regime.
So
We're gonna
everybody
add sanctions against
Everybody stop.
podcast mics for y'all. There will be
Yeah,
tariffs for men only.
correct.
On podcast
Hey,
mics.
listen,
Girl,
as
the
a matter of
tariffs.
fact, listen,
Girl, the
under my
tariffs.
regime,
Let me say
I'm
this
going
right
to
now.
listen
If
to the
you're,
first
let me
episode of
hold
the
on.
podcast
Snake,
and decide if you can continue.
I gotta do a
The
PSA
answer
real quick.
and the answer will always be no.
No, I gotta do a PSA real quick. If you're a man, I'm gonna make the declaration right now. I'm big homie. You're not allowed.
You're not big homie.
on the podcast.
You're just not.
Listen,
Like,
and
not
big
allowed.
homie does not give you the approval.
Checking in with Danny is crazy.
Keep that shit in the
like no,
trash.
unfortunately,
Watch
listen.
yourself.
Whatever
Danny the
whatever
Don.
ends up being the next Oomph-chella, whether it be Double or Nothing or all in London, you got to check in with Danny first. So sorry.
You gotta
I'm
check
be honest. I'm comfortable with that. I think she's a very efficient leader that we need. I'm actually really comfortable with that. I think that we need that.
I mean, I would give her
Back
big
down all
homie.
time. I'll tell you that right now. Cause I got about 5 bitches already. Gotta turn in their equipment by midnight.
Exactly. Listen, there are people I want off the internet.
Like
No,
unfortunately,
I say this to say of just like I think like you should be able to not know anybody in this space and have
No.
free reign to
Do
build
it.
your platform for yourself however you see fit in your community. Like it's not gonna look like everybody's, right? Like like
No.
you're not everybody that you were like maybe your lane isn't to do WWE. Maybe your lane isn't AEW. Like maybe your lane is to have like a podcast or write about your local indie and Sacramento or wherever.
You
Like
want to do whatever you want to do.
Do whatever
that
you
is
want.
totally fine. Like I think like that's what I really love about wrestling. I think that that's what's been most beautiful for me.
Yes.
Is just seeing like so many people who have all these super niche interests. Like I love like the more specific it gets, like the more I love it. Like I think what's her name, Natasha over in the UK who does wrestling.
Yeah.
And like just decided because we met at All in London, and I remember we were sitting in a smoothie shop, and she was like, "I really want to like start potting about wrestling. About I'm going to these indie shows every week, so like I just want to talk about Red Pro. I think that's awesome.
Listen,
do it.
My logic is men get on the internet with a podcast and I can talk about bullshit all day. You got something
And they
productive
talk about
to
the
say.
same thing.
You got something productive to say.
They talk about the same thing.
And the worst part, what really
They
gets me,
recycle the same 5 conversations every week. You got
Exactly.
something new and interesting to say. Say it.
It's so crazy.
Exactly.
Like I remember it was this young lady. I don't even think she's even involved in indie wrestling or anything, but it was like maybe about 10 years ago, right? And she just started covering like the indies up in the Northeast region. She went to all these shows up in New England and stuff like that. And she would do podcasts. She had a bunch of names out of there, like, do interviews with her and stuff like that. She would do on the spot interviews and stuff like that. Like the content she was making, it was just like you could tell she likes it. You could tell that the people she's interviewing like that she's asking them because they weren't getting any coverage by anybody, and she had a good thing going. And then it was like, because I was like her, myself, and it was like 2 other girls. We had like group chat. We would just talk about like random stuff, right? And men being men had an issue with it and chased this girl off the internet, and she stopped doing her content. And I remember being so pissed off because she was getting like recognized by big names. Like she had got like opportunities to go far. And I'm like, this is terrible. Like just because you're jealous because she got to interview Christian Casanova, like, are we serious right now? Like, and I've seen it happen so many times. And it's like, wrestling is a fantasy. It's an escape from reality because I'm sorry, a dude that's 5'2" beating up a dude that's 6'7" makes no logical sense in anybody's mind. But we see it happen all the time.
exactly.
We're not supposed to take it seriously. We're not supposed to act like
Everybody
buffoons
chill.
about it.
Yeah.
And
I think also
it's like, people are just I don't know. It's just like people have always been negative in this space, but in the past couple years, especially when money has came involved,
Man,
when a lot of people
Yeah.
are starting to make money,
when
and I
people realize
remember,
they could corner the market, it became
yes,
a fucking problem. That's
I
literally what it
remember
became.
saying it some years ago. I think I'm gonna say I was having a conversation with Sean, and I said, "Hey, once y'all start making money off of this is going to be a problem." It was
Right.
me, him, and it was a couple other people. We knew we were like, soon as money comes into play, this situation's going to turn upside down. And soon as everybody started getting paid from sites, and you started seeing the content go down, especially by people that only watched it for, the followers, the engagement. You started seeing people that actually liked covering it not get that same rite of passage. And it's just like, that's where we're at. Everybody, a lot of these people, especially, it kills me. I get on X, right? And then all of a sudden, there's these random people on my feed because algorithm doesn't care what it does anymore. And I'm
No.
like, who is this dude? I go to his page, random white dude, go to his page, and I'm like, how do you have these followers? I've never heard of you ever. And then I read the bio, and they're like, I've been covering wrestling 15 years. No, you have not. You just got here. How? How? Because if you've been covering for 15 years, I've been around longer than you, and I would have known your name.
I
And
think
Hello.
I'm just seeing it a lot, and it's just sad.
I think the thing is that rather than there's a lack of accountability too of just like
Yes.
when people see new people enter the space and they're like, why does this person have this thing that I don't have?
It's
Rather
jealousy.
than hold themselves accountable and be like, okay, what can I be doing?
Why don't I have motion?
It's just blaming, like, yes, of course. And I think it's really funny whenever like they punch down on women specifically. Like, yes, this space is full of dozens of men, specifically white men, but I'm going to pick this one little black girl. I think she's
Yep.
still all for me.
It's
I
because they
think
think
that's
they can get away with it.
Yeah.
They can get away
Which
with
is
it.
why I like talking crazy back.
We know.
Because
You have to.
But
I
genuinely
also
think
because
a
they
lot
will
of
try and
times
run you off the internet. You do kind of got to have somebody behind you that's willing to
exactly.
shoot.
And a
'Cause
lot
they'll
of
run you
times
off.
you've never had a girl be meaner to you than you are to a woman. So guess what? Today's
Yeah.
gonna be the day. And you should try your luck with one of those other 12 white men because it's not gonna be over here.
At all.
That's
And
honestly
Yeah.
if I could read you one of these days, I'm just gonna read like my DMs on BG Dub.
we should do that at the end of the fundraiser, actually.
You gotta
Man,
you gotta be mean to them because the most mean that some of them have had is if the girl checked no on the box on their letter.
exactly.
So you
That's
gotta let them know
that's
you're not
honestly
the
how
one.
that's honestly how me and Dani became friends for real. Because she did me, she said they be talking to you crazy, like they. She said they be talking to you crazy, and they really like no, they just think nobody's ever gonna check them for it, and that's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes, that's what it is. They think ain't nobody gonna shoot for somebody just because they black or
I
in
think
wrestling.
Yeah, it's
what
true.
really sucks though is like it's just true. Like for the women specifically, there really is a life cycle of like they will like it. It's really 2 years. I think like most women have about 2 years in this space before you either get pushed out or forced out or bullied out or, whatever it is. Or, I've seen girls get doxxed. I've seen, girls get, bullied to where like, they just don't want to do it anymore. And like, I think I'm feeling it even more now is because like most of the people around my age that I started with, most of them have decided to like step away, by this
Yep.
point. The people I used to regularly hang out with and travel, like we're all still friends, clearly, but like when it comes to wrestling, they're not as they're like, no, I have other stuff to do. I'm not putting up with it. And you know what?
Who wants
They're
to be
probably
subjected to this 24/7?
yeah,
Who
they're
wants to
probably
be
a lot.
subjected to this?
They're a lot
They're
more.
probably a lot happier.
Yes, no, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
No, I'm
They
just
probably found some real peace.
and it's funny because like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Lyric. Unfortunately, you can't leave though. That's so crazy. But you have to stay. They're like, yeah, you do. You do.
They're like, yeah,
You
like I'm
do.
gonna make my way out. I'm just like the passion isn't there anymore. You
I
got
think
to
I've even
can't
said it
go.
to Lyric.
You can't go.
Like, you have to stay.
Yeah.
No, she did say that to me.
Yeah,
you
don't
have
get
to
it.
stay.
You do kind of have no choice, right?
Yeah, I
Group
mean,
leader.
I'm retired. I'm out the
Group
game.
leader,
You guys said.
you
Group
become
leader.
You big homie.
I can't quit tomorrow. Yeah, I can totally quit tomorrow, guys.
But the reason why I said it to Lyric is because I had that said to me. Like when I first came into like the wrestling space, like there was very few women, and a lot of us hid behind memes and stuff, and then eventually we'd be like, "Hey, girl, you girl, yeah, I want to," because a lot of them would hide out because they knew the guys would just seek them out and just go down the turmoil of like, oh my god, it's a girl behind this count. And it's just like we exist, we like other things. And, there will be times where, you have the one dude, harassing the one girl on the timeline. And, all of us would come in there like grenades. What's up? We sticking everybody up, and then we all just became a big group. And then, you know, like that young lady, I watched a lot of them in the space that was good content creators actually started doing things within the space get pushed out because of that behavior. And I never seen the one of them that was like really cool with, and she was just like, "Nah, you gotta stay because like rest of us is going." I'm like, "Excuse, why I gotta stay with this? It's
Girl,
ghetto over here.
I
I
might have
don't want
told
to do this."
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody tell me to go somewhere and rest us over there. That actually might deter me in the wrong direction. No, no, thank you. Also, I have a surprise. Because we're gonna pivot a little bit. And actually, in talking about Black History Month, because that's what we're here for. Technically, Keeks in the video, and so which is really cool. Yay. So we're gonna watch it. And
Hey Lyric. I know I can't show my full face right now. I'm still recovering. But Black history in wrestling is very, very important. And I want to say I know people feel like that Black excellence, especially in wrestling, only matters when it's WWE, but it matters everywhere, even the indies. But if you want to talk about WWE wrestlers, Black wrestlers being excellence, that's fine. But when people talk about Jacqueline, if you want to talk about being on that mainstream level or being the pivots for Black women wrestlers as far as being on cable television, nobody, her WCW reign is not talked about. The contributions that she did for WCW as a Black woman is not talked about. Even her appearances in ECW is not really talked about. And the history that, especially out here in Texas. So it's more than just WWE. She broke barriers in Texas independent circuit. She broke barriers in Memphis independent circuit. She broke barriers even in WCW. She broke barriers especially for WWF, WWE, and she had to deal with, she's not the ideal appeal when she really was. Honestly, she was probably the baddest back there in the locker room at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we see a lot of Jacqueline's children, even to this day, Jacqueline and Jazz. In my era, we had Jacqueline and Jazz. And Jazz was a dominant women's wrestler, women's champion, and she's not talked about enough to me, in my opinion. I love Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus was able to use her platform to make sure that the women got their time and things like that. But I also love that Jazz, being a women's champion, show that women are capable of being strong, fierce, and comfortable in their Blackness. People praise Jay saying, "I'm that bitch." And I remember Jazz got heated when she was saying, "The bitch is Black and the bitch is back." You feel me? So, representation is important in wrestling. But I feel like also the fans, Black fans, that always make noise online, even though I always say online outrage means nothing or it doesn't move no way. However, I will not discredit that Black fans make the noise that they do, because even though yes, it's a very nuanced conversation that we have time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. But it is very important that your voice is maintained to be heard. And it's great to see so many representation now of all forms, because we're so used to black wrestlers having to represent in a certain type of stereotype, in a certain type of way. And now you see people that represent the black nerd culture. You see people that represent the black sport culture. You see people that represent the black hip hop culture. You see women that represent being muscular and also beautiful. You see some being feminine, and you see some that are in a superhero light, like Bianca Belair. You see black women being witty and always happy, like Willow. You see black women that is very confident and know what they're worth, like Mercedes. You see black women that can maintain a reign just as well as the men, like Athena. You see black women uh, that been in the divas era and also can keep up with the women's evolution, like Naomi. You have different personalities, and now you have more black women that is on, like NXT, TNA, AEW, even in the Japan circuit. Some in the independent, some do bookings for CMLL, and I would say AAA. I don't know. But yes, black excellence in wrestling is beautiful, especially in content creation. Now you're seeing more content creators that are black, especially on the TikTok platform as well as Twitter or X, Instagram pages, Facebook. You see black faces. There's no shame of being a wrestling fan and being black. So I love to see it. And I love to see you guys, y'all are doing it. Y'all keep doing it. Black women in these spaces, in these male dominant spaces, y'all are making waves. Y'all have a lot of kids that, people don't want to admit it, but y'all have a lot of kids, and I'm very grateful. And I love to see what y'all are doing. Keep up doing what you do, and I love you guys. Again, black excellence. Keep at it.
Bitch, I'm a mother.
No drama. No drama.
No drama.
So cute.
That was lovely.
Keeks
That was
wow. I love her so much.
Love Keeks.
I love Keeks so much.
I know she was
I
gonna
hate
throw
that
that.
she retired.
She's so I love her.
You got a lot of kids. We haven't claimed them yet. We don't claim them.
You better claim on your taxes.
We don't
Bastard.
claim
Get them.
Born out of wedlock.
I'm just saying.
Trust me, we've talked about this. When we release our first official child on the world, trust me, you will know.
Yes.
We haven't yet. We haven't. Just because, like, if somebody is actually crazy enough and really wants to take wrestling seriously enough, that's also part of it. Like Jayla and Chloe, they don't care enough. They don't. To be honest,
It's true.
I don't care either.
No, you can say it's true, right? It's really a hobby for me.
It's like, if I
Listen.
wanted to take this serious once I finish school, maybe. That's really what it is.
Yeah, they don't care.
Listen, I say it all the time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Not a long time.
I know that's right.
But yes, if we actually start claiming people, trust me, you will know. We have not yet. Stay tuned though.
No, let them keep pulling up. Because I mean, look, every mother has a child. I'm just saying.
Kids.
I'm still the child right now. I think that's
Listen. A lot of us hate kids, but we have kids out here. I have a couple kids out here.
I'm one of them.
And I never. Yeah, you're one of them. I'm proud of this child. The other ones, I ain't never claimed their birth, never asked for.
Those are bastards. Immaculate. They just popped up.
Child,
Better watch them B words. Better watch them B words.
I'm just saying, some of them ones that came out, I'd be like, I mean, no.
I don't know.
Like,
never heard of it.
I don't know. Like, you can sit there and try to write the roundup, but baby, you're not me. That's just
paternity test.
Listen, and I hope it says no. You are not the mother. Yes, Maury.
Like nar. Sorry.
All right, so we're gonna close out this stream by talking about. Each person. We're gonna go around. You can either talk about your favorite black wrestler or your favorite black wrestling moment. Yeah. So we'll start with Sierra. and then we'll go around.
Oof. Well, first of all, favorite black moment in wrestling. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's several. One is Jacqueline Women, getting the women's title because it was on my birthday. Um, Never going to let that down. Even though some people want to act like that didn't happen, but it happened. Jacqueline was also ranked in the PWI 500. That's never mentioned. That's never mentioned. Um,
Oh, I didn't know that. I should know that.
yes, she was.
Actually.
Yes, she was like one of the first women. She was the first woman, and then Sarah Del Rey was the second one. I want to say yes. Um, and it's crazy because you have these pro WWE black podcasters, but when they speak of Jacqueline, they never mention that, and I'm like, that's an accolade you should not ever freaking forget. That should be right there on your dome. Another stance with that, Jazz winning the long time, very much white woman title, the NWA World Women's title. Yes, Amazing Kong had it. But if you look at the title history, it was completely just white, 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 white.
Yeah.
Random black woman. White, 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 white. And we all know with the NWA and how wrestling was in the early years, how it was pretty much controlled and very much white. Um, Jazz winning that was a huge moment, especially with Jazz at that point have taken a lot of time off from wrestling and then going back and being able to win that, especially that far into her career. Like, to me, I remember watching that match and being like, this is crazy. Like, Jazz is holding this historic belt, this granddaddy belt, and that's another thing that never gets brought up by a lot of these pro WWE title, you know, podcasters. But you gotta clock them when you can. But the main one for me is Athena holding that Ring of Honor belt like it's her toddler she's about to send to kindergarten and pre-K. And I don't care. It can be 15 years from now. Athena holding that belt as long as she has, especially in a company that multiple times tried to have a women's division, multiple times, and continuously just been like, never mind, let's scrap it. Like, I think it was a couple days ago, someone put up a clip from Daisy Hayes versus Sarah Del Rey from way back in the eons, right? This was before Del Rey had good ring gear. It was the ugly ring gear. And people were just like, oh my God, the women's division. I'm like, no, they really didn't have a women's division. It was mainly Daisy Hayes versus Sarah Del Rey for God knows how long. And then Mischief would be in there, but then Mischief was holding two titles. So seeing Athena come in and do that and form a real legitimate division with all the competitors just being, to me, everyone that's been a part of that women's division is everyone I would say if Del Rey and Daisy Hayes was still back there behind that women's division, they would give a nod to and say yes. And Athena would be the one that they would say yes to. Um, as far as favorite black wrestler, I mean, I've got 1,001 of them. Athena's one of them, obviously. Asia Kong, always going to be at the top. That's everyone's mother. I'm just, I don't know. I got a lot of them from the indies. A lot of them, like way back in the day, used to be one 21st Century Fox, short lived, up in the Canadians. Um, so many of them. Jacqueline's definitely going to be a favorite, but Athena's always going to be right there, my ride or die. I ain't going to give up on baby girl. Never,
Never.
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 Mm-mm. I've been there since
We're right there with you.
2011. I ain't going.
Exactly.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Okay, who's next? Chloe or Jalen? Which one y'all want to take first?
I can next. My answer, because of course it's gonna be my answer, is Mercedes and everything she's done, especially in the past year with like the belt collector Ultimo Monet run. I think what she's done for putting women's wrestling on the map, all the history she's made, has been secular. And like people love to try and discredit Mercedes and everything she's done, but no, she's made history. She's changed, taken a bet on herself and leaving WWE and then becoming this absolute monster going on this generational run has been amazing to see. And I'm really put on the spot. I wasn't expecting her to say nothing like this. But yeah, I love everything she's done. Putting women's wrestling on the map has been amazing. And the sky's the limit. She's only getting better. And yeah, that's it.
Agreed. No, it's a fantastic answer.
Thank you.
Jalen.
Oh Lord. I think I'll talk about Athena. I think just the work that she's done in a storied, almost near 20-year career. The things that she
Mhm.
has done in Texas with Metroplex, the things that she's done in the Ring of Honor women's division. She runs a tight fucking ship over there. Okay.
She do.
The way that she has had such a long title reign that for the most part has never been uninteresting as someone who actively pays for Honor Club and waits to see that lady every week. Okay. I'm there. Even the match she had last night, the fact that that's one of her first times in New Japan, like that's crazy. In a 20-year career, the work that she has done everywhere that she's gone, she's made it better. She's such a strong competitor, one of my favorite people to watch, has always been a fan favorite for me, and I genuinely listen, if my love for wrestling ever tanked, just know I'd never leave her behind. She's one of the 3 people I'd never leave with a sinking ship ever. Yeah.
That's real. Dani, you want to go first or should I?
I can go. So I would say there's 2 moments that stand out to me most. One was because I was there when Swerve became world champion. It's not even necessarily that I'm like, oh, I'm Swerve FC. It was just I was there and I was like, wow, what a powerful feeling, you know, that we don't really get very often in pro wrestling. And it was weird too because I was with my sisters who aren't in this shit nearly as much as I am, and they were like crying and they were like, we don't even know, like, you're rooting for everybody black. You're rooting for everybody black.
It's true.
It's true. And so that was just such a cool moment to be a part of. So I won't ever forget like that feeling. Even though I do forget the match. And the other moment that stands out to me is Mercedes and Bianca looking across from each other, holding back tears.
In tears.
I think about that so often. I was like, y'all don't understand. This is so personal to me. This is so
Watching
personal
that
to
live, oh my god.
You know, and especially I think with the added notion of like knowing not only oh my gosh, this is history, and clearly it means so much to the both of them, but also like it is so deserved. And it really upsets me to think about how many other people were deserving of those things too that didn't get them. You know, so yes, it's like a euphoric moment where you're like, wow, look at this is history. Also, but why are we making history like that in 2000 whatever year it was, you know? Like why did it take this long? But yeah, that visual will be with me forever. I think about it all of the time. Lyrics win.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are good ones. Great ones, actually. I think my answer is a little bit more complicated. I'm going to go with a year, which because I think it's like a really interesting time span, and it's 2023. And you got to think we started the year January 4th. Mercedes debuts in the Tokyo Dome, which changes the trajectory of my life, by the way. Like, you know, like I knew that I was thinking about going into wrestling content, right? But when Mercedes went to New Japan, it felt like a whole different world opened up.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole different lane that I didn't know that I had access to even try. When she went to New Japan, it changed everything. And then you have later that year when the New Japan Strong Women's Championship tournament happens. That was the first article about wrestling I've ever written in my entire life. I wrote a preview for that tournament. It was almost 2,000 words long. I researched every woman in that tournament, even the ones I hadn't seen before, because I hadn't seen Momo Kogo like that, and I hadn't seen Stephanie like that. I was finding their matches on YouTube. Like I wanted to get everything perfect. Like I remember I wrote down, I said, Willow Nightingale if they end up in the finals together, will likely be one of Mercedes' best rivals of all time since she faced Bayley in NXT. And this is before the match even happens, before they even see each other. And I think and then like they end up wrestling later that night. Obviously we know it ended in injury, but just the face off it all of them main eventing a New Japan show later that year. We had Athena versus Willow, which I felt was so special, kind of going back to what Sierra was talking about in the sense of that match being a love letter to all the women who didn't get a women's division in Ring of Honor. So they're pulling out finishers of people like Daisy Hayes and Mischief and all, over the course of that match. And like they become first Black women, they're main event in the Ring of Honor show. What was it? Bianca was still in the midst of that super long title run, which becomes the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era. Everything that was when I was phasing out my WWE watching, but every pay-per-view she was on, I was committed to watching. I remember her and EO at Backlash just blew my mind, in Puerto Rico. And we get to later in the year, and what was it? I think Athena main evented Final Battle, I think, or that year, but also the rise of Swerve comes towards the end of the year, and the full care Texas death match happens, and it was like, not only are these people stars, like we're finally getting into like these hardcore conversations with wrestling of like, no, best wrestlers in the world. Athena and Willow are main event in pay-per-views. Willow's main event in New Japan shows. It was like there's a whole new world that was opening up, around that time. Like, that was when the first started murmurs of Swerve, wrestler of the year conversations had started to be sprinkled in. Like, we were on the way to a world title. And so like for me, 2023 changed my life. Like I think like as far as where are the limits of this thing, I think we've been taught and conditioned to dream very narrowly about what Black and who Black wrestlers can be and the type of space that they can occupy, of like, yes, you can do spectacle matches and all this, you can have moments, but none of these matches ever end up on match of the year list at the end of the year, or they never end up on like wrestler of the year conversation. And I felt like that was the year we broke containment, especially with Mercedes deciding to go to Japan, and with Willow went to Japan. She faced Julia.
Yeah.
And Athena is really, that was her first full year as champion, in Ring of Honor, because she won the belt in December of 2022. And so everybody just was pushing the limits, and obviously they've gone on and like going even further since then, but I think it all starts there. I think that was Kevin Knight's first Best of the Super Juniors tournament that year. Well, it was his first Best of the Super Junior tournament, and so it was very clear a shift was about to happen. And I think it really started that 2023. I should probably write about this, actually, about 2023 being the ground zero of the future. But yeah, that's my moments all together. That was a complicated answer, but yeah, it was amazing.
There's been a lot of good
ones. Fantastic. It was great.
A lot of history.
Guys, as we round out this stream, because believe it or not, it has almost been 4 hours. As we round out this stream, stepping away from wrestling, everybody just name one thing that you're happy about being Black for. All right, let's just.
Oh, I want to go first.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about Layla Edwards.
You stole my answer, Lyric.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
My young goat.
My young goat.
I think it's so cool, and wrestling kind of counts for this as well. But I love when Black people go into a really niche thing that we really don't have a lot of access to, and it takes one person being exceptional, and they open the floodgates for everybody to finally feel like they could participate in and love it. And I love Layla Edwards and her Black ass family going to Milan the way that they did.
Love it.
And I love the fact that, she's not just on the team. She's very much a part of it. She's very much scoring. She's very much making plays. She is a star. And I think like I just love I love that she has embraced it, because I think sometimes, especially minorities, when you're the first anything, a lot of people are taught like, yeah, you let them say that about you. You don't really claim that about yourself. Of just like, obviously, history thing. Everybody tells you to be humble. I love the fact that she says what's the best in accomplishment? Being the first black hockey player,
the first black gold.
Yeah,
Layla knows she's good and got no problem saying
it's
that.
a big
I love that for her.
And you shouldn't.
It's a big
Exactly.
deal.
And
we're gonna check you.
And I love her being embraced by like actual like this is what we're supposed to be doing, and shout out to Megan, because I think like also too, you go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Yes, use that platform on women's sports. Like use your platform in spaces where people respect you like just as much as you respect them. I just really love that, and I have loved me personally becoming a bigger hockey fan over the last couple of weeks, just seeing her. I didn't even know if I was going to watch the Winter Olympics. I found out a black woman that was on the team. I said, yeah, we in here. Even as much as we've been talking about hockey over the last couple months, I had not committed to watching the Winter Olympics until I saw Layla Edwards. I said, you know what? This is my black business. It is February. We will be in attendance. And I'm just so excited
because the women's hockey tournament was excellent.
It was
fantastic.
And ass the entire time.
And I will be buying her jersey as soon as she gets drafted.
Listen, the Seattle Torrent, please tank. Just tank. You don't have to be in the tournament, bro. Like, please, I don't want to support another team right now. I'm watching them games. Please.
Yeah, as soon as she gets drafted, wherever she is, that's where I will be.
I will have a jersey.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. I will. Who's next? Right. Oh, y'all don't like being black?
Whoa. Okay.
Not this.
That's crazy. Now that was crazy.
That's what I heard.
Like, okay, man.
Wow.
One thing I like about being black, I like the community that it's given me. I spent a lot of my time very alone towards the end of high school. The only two friends that I still had after going back to online school stopped talking to me out of the blue. I was super fucking depressed. And then I found this little thing called Percy Jackson Spaces. I said, what is that? And it's just all black, all of us talking about the books, rereading the books, because the show had just gotten greenlit. And we've been friends for 4 years now. We forgot the anniversary. But we've been friends for 4 years now. And I was telling Chloe the other night, I was like, we've been friends for 4 years, because she like told me something. I was like, we've been friends for 4 years. Like, I know that already. And I was like, oh my God, we all forgot the anniversary of us starting to talk. Like, we'll address that in the morning. But we've been friends for 4 years. We've seen Beyonce together. We go to aquariums together. Anytime that we're in a city, let's find an aquarium. Let's find a library. Let's find something simple and fun to do, and like go on like a tour or something. It's been so special. And I think coming into this space, I found Lyric, I found Keeks. Those were the only two people in the wrestling content creator space that I followed for a very long time. And I'm so appreciative of the insight that they've given me. As I've gotten more into wrestling, I'm very appreciative of the knowledge that they have shared to others. And it's just been so beautiful to see. And I think that I've really enjoyed my time in the spaces that I found the past few years.
That was so nice.
That's answer, right?
It's so crazy because I was
not sappy.
I told Dani this, of just like, this has been such an interesting season for me, because like I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm talking about the things that I've obviously been into for decades, but I've never been able to express it to people around me until now, and like having community for talking about these things out loud. It's kind of crazy of just like, well, I feel like such a late bloomer, and I'm 28, of just don't say anything. Don't say a word. I knew it was on the tip of your tongue. You were about to be geriatric. But it's so interesting. Like, and y'all know this. I'll find out something, a fun fact, and like 2 a.m. Did y'all know this? Did you see this?
And listen, and I know this happens because I'm crying. Listen, I'm always the friend that's up at 3 a.m. I will respond to it in the middle
I start
of the night.
like a baby seal at the middle of the night. Hey, guys, I learned something new today.
Oh wait, you haven't gone. Oh,
who's here?
Me?
Yeah. Here. Did you have an answer? Are you here?
I'm here.
Oh
yeah,
Lord.
Okay. I'll take the floor. For me, there's a lot I love about being black and everything. For me, it's definitely my upbringing. Um, being taught who I am, what I came from, what was there before me, how what was there before me should not affect me, but if it does affect me, this is why. Having that routinely, explained to you over and over, and growing up black, you have your family tell you about this is what they went through and everything, and my mother and uncle was part of the first segregated class, and hearing those stories of like how they had to fight every day to get to school, and me thinking like, you had to fight just to go in to learn, like this is crazy, like, you can't put that in your head because you're just like, I didn't have to go through that, but I went through things and stuff, not probably not as bad as they did, but I went through similar things. Especially being, one of the few black kids in my school because I went to predominantly white school. Grew up in the country, but going through that, I never let anyone question my blackness. I never let a white person tell me how black I am or how less of a black of I am, or I never let black people feel that they had to change because of the circumstances. Um, I never try to take people's blackness away because it's like, I cannot do that to you because we've had that happen to us so long. What do I look like taking that away from you because you do something completely opposite of me or something I don't understand or something that doesn't register with me? That's crazy. We're two different people. Um, and also in my circumstance, being very few of the black people there, most of them I had were my cousins, and I was completely opposite of my cousins. Um, growing up black kid, you kind of you would be interested in a lot of things, but you weren't outwardly interested to show everyone because you had your family judge you and stuff like that. And I had a lot of cousins that suppressed that and would do the whole thing and make it seem like you're weird for liking the thing that they like. But for me, I didn't care. If I liked it, I liked it. When I got into wrestling, wrestling was my escape. Um, really got into it in a way of I don't understand how, but it was my escape from reality. And I didn't have many black friends that was into it until I met my best friend in the sixth grade. And to this day, he's the only one I could talk about wrestling with because he's also black and he went through the same thing. We both liked heavy metal, both like hard rock, we like alt rock, we like a whole bunch of different genres of music, and we didn't have other people to share that with. And now that we're older, and it's crazy, I want to say towards our late 20s, late 30s, we didn't start finding or meeting other people of our same, background, same melanin that were into the same things as us until now. Because a lot of us were closeted or forced to be closeted or forced to like things that we didn't like. And it's been a beautiful journey to meet more of those people. And also in my case, recently I've met like two people that were just like, nah, I was allowed to do all that. I was allowed to do that. I'm just like, that's beautiful. So it's like, for me, anything that was considered weird when I was younger, um, I use that as my superpower. Because, okay, me liking the Magic School Bus might be weird to you, but Little Richard is doing the theme song. I'm sorry. I don't play
Oh,
about Little Richard.
Really?
Okay?
I love Magic
Yes.
School Bus. What the hell?
Wait, no,
And
Little Richard did the theme song for
Yeah,
yes.
you know
Yes.
real?
So I used to get made fun of for that. And I used to be like, it's Little Richard. And everybody would be like, and so I had a fascination with Little Richard when I was younger. I don't know where it started. I can't tell y'all, but I had a fascination with him. As soon as I would hear his voice on the TV, I ran to it. And come to find out years later, my grandfather used to travel around with groups and do gospel and stuff. My grandfather got to work with him. So it was like all of that just like it's like it makes sense, the connections. And it would be things like that, or like I'm into Sailor Moon. I didn't have many black friends that was into Sailor Moon. Now I get on X, there's black Sailor Moon faces and stuff like that. Like anything that was considered weird, it was my superpower. Cause I can go have those conversations with people, be like, yeah, that last album by, Incubus was not the thing, but that previous one was good. I'm not afraid to be weird and black at the same time. Black is anything. We're allowed to be weird. We're allowed to be anything. Because at the end of the day, we're all black. They recognize we're all black. And, some of us ain't going to stop separating. But that's what I love about being black. I'm allowed to be me and let no one else define me but me.
That's real. That's
I
actually
love that.
I needed that.
That was a great answer.
Yeah,
Okay, my
mine's
turn.
kind of in this. Mine's kind of in the
Okay.
same vein. I'll keep it. I love that I was able to. As a result of being black and being taught to be proud of being black, I knew exactly who I was before the world tried to tell me who I should be, and I think that I think that kind of comes across in the way that I interact with the world, which is, matter of fact, I was so lucky to be so built up from such a young age by the black folks around me that actually, like, I was never pressed about anything, and you still can't press me now. That's part of the reason I'm so, but I love everything about being black. I love being black. The one thing I will say, Lyric, you were talking about Layla Edwards and Black excellence in white spaces. So I have to bring up Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Carl David Hamilton, 7-time world champion. All right, the rest of you bitches not doing it. 104 wins, 105, excuse me. Most wins ever, most pole positions ever, and most podiums ever. 20 years in the sport. I just want to, and I bring him up often, but I know that, but I really do bring him up as an example of somebody who really like there was no path, there was nobody before him doing anything like that, and I think it's really cool to see him kind of, because he came from an era and a time where it was like, we know you're black, you can't talk about that. You're a better driver and we'll like tolerate you, but you cannot bring that up. And so to see like the evolution of his career and the way things are actively changing, and for him to like really lean into it, like, yeah, he's beating y'all ass and wearing grills to the club next. I love it. I love it. So yes, I don't get any conversation about blackness in sports without bringing up my GOAT. But that's all we've got for you guys. Thank you for joining us today, Joey. I said Joey. Jalen, Chloe, and Sierra. We love you so much. Please make sure you come back on the Dynamite Diaries.
You guys hit $600 a couple hours ago. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yippee!
Oh gosh, yes, I was just talking. You just blew my spot. I was about to show.
My bad.
Go back to back, man.
No, I was about to
actually boots on the ground investigation over here.
It's true. Listen, one thing on me, I'm gonna find something out.
Okay, so this is the current total. This is where we are. Keeks. Thank you, everybody.
Keeks. Right, so that's Keeks.
That's
right.
Keeks.
That's Keeks.
Oh, I did it.
No, we just.
Sorry. Oh,
I love how it looks like Keeks was like looking into like, what?
There we are.
Yeah.
Hey.
This is actually crazy. So we're well over third way to the goal, and this fundraiser ends on May 21st. So who knows? Again, this is our unfortunately infinite birthday extravaganza that never ends for charity, and all proceeds will go to the National Immigrant Justice Center and the Civil Liberties Defense Center. So I don't know, you guys really do participate when we say like, this show is crazy. I'll be honest. The stuff that we say on the internet should probably get us canceled at this point. But what I do appreciate is that whenever we try to atone for our sins through stuff like this, you all do participate. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, help us get to heaven.
You know, they get us so 600 out of 1,521 and that's our goal. We've
Guys, I'm
already-
so hungry.
Me too. No,
Me
I
too.
actually ordered DoorDash during this, and so hopefully by the time I go downstairs, it'll be here.
I'm not gonna
No,
lie
I
to y'all.
definitely
I'm
should order
gonna
that
Um,
food because
Chipotle
I have to
order,
watch.
then
I
I'm
have to
gonna
watch
do
Sharks
food
hockey
y'all
after
praying for
this.
Oh
Oh,
God!
I'm
As soon as the
sorry.
Sharks threaten to play hockey.
As soon as they start threatening to play against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, like,
Oh,
okay,
brother.
Wait, who's playing the Oilers
Oh,
the Sharks
The
okay.
Sharks.
right now.
right now?
Okay,
Which
right
channel?
now, guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you
I'll
watch,
text you. I'll text
love you. This is a group chat conversation.
A hot
Love you
mess.
so
Enough of
much.
that.
Thanks
Enough
for
of that.
joining.
Hi,
I
friends.
don't know.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Stay
Happy
black.
Women's History Month now.
Happy Women's History.
Yes. Demon home.
Come on, pussy.
Bye.
Exactly.